get started. All right, so let's recap. Last time we hung out with our sanctuary misfits. You guys were still along the trail going from Findlewind to Illyria. Along that trail, you stumbled across a cracked and broken up cart. After some basic repairs and some animal handling with a brutish horse, you guys were able to get on the cart and expedite your travels to Illyria. Along the way, you were contacted by some sort of being. Originally tried to reach into the mind of Vitra. She was able to shrug it off, but it was able to penetrate the mind of Freyr. Freyr being compelled rather to make his way towards this glowing beacon of pink light. Everyone worked together to try to stop it. And essentially you did. You really had him subdued. He wasn't going to be any type of threat any longer. And then Vitra decided, without any compulsion, to walk into the orb of illusion. And she first reached her hand in, no effect, reached her head in. And at that point, she failed a wisdom save and went and grabbed this jewel, this beacon of energy. Upon grabbing this jewel, it seared into her hand and dealing her, I want to say it was 48 necrotic damage and bringing her all the way down to 0 hit points. She fell back to the earth. She fell on the snow, and immediately Arathian went and healed her, got her back up. And in those moments from when she touched the stone to falling down, mere seconds for you guys, Vitra experienced years of pain and anguish as she traveled along the scorched earth, traveled all the way along the mountainside, back to the Vesuvian Mountains and back, all while being tortured mentally and emotionally by some sort of being that had a very powerful grasp upon her soul. She made her way back to the trail where you guys had originally traveled so many days prior. And upon returning back, she woke up to Arathian over her. So with this extreme phenomenon, it took her a little bit by surprise. You guys wrangled everyone up the next day and continued to travel all the way to Illyria. You essentially made it there with no further issue. And that's where you met up with Bradbury's, the rest of his crew, the rest of the Silent Shepherds. That would be Amelia and Derek. They talked to you guys. That's where we came up with the name, the Sanctuary Misfits, or just the Misfits for short. And you guys were excited to try some different food and gather supplies for the trip. Silex went and talked to Captain Thompson of the Rosabella to make sure that everything was in order for the voyage. Kind of kicked them into gear, get them going for the trip. And that's essentially where we finished off. A few days of travel, getting ready for the trip. You guys are still in town right now. The crew of Stu and Gummin are helping Captain Thompson prepare the ship for voyage, and you guys are getting up and ready to travel as well. So being that you're probably all in different areas, tell me where you guys are, what you're doing. What would you like to do before taking off on the trip?
What is there to do where we're at right now?
We're on a boat.
We're on a boat.
You might be. Yeah, you might be on the boat already. The boat's going to be taking off here shortly. So it's more of a matter of, finalizing any, if there's anything that you want to purchase or buy or trade or talk to. I mean, there's lots that you could do in this town before taking off, but just know you have a couple hours before the crew's ready to actually port out.
I'm just going to assume we have maps and
stuff like that. Just like the bare necessities of clothing, maps, rope, cannonballs.
We kind of talked about last time, remember?
Stuff. I know. I'm just making sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You got all that. You got all that last time in preparation for the trip.
I would like to go find and purchase at least 7 personal flotation devices just for myself. Knowing about my personal history, I feel like it is necessary.
Are you gonna use your back hair to make him into a raft?
Who knows? We'll do what we need to do.
Jesus. Yeah, so that won't take you long to be able to do that. You'll be able to go and purchase. Yeah, you'll be able to purchase those, no problem. Anybody else need to do anything?
I want to
What
buy.
are y'all doing with the horse and cart? By the way, you guys salvaged.
Is there somewhere
about-
that we can store it or put our newfound horse in, like a stable? So he's taken care of.
Yeah, you can pay. Yeah, you can pay fees to have him taken care of, or there is a farmer who has a whole area of farmland that you can go and talk to about, letting him use your horse as a workhorse. And trade.
Okay, that's fine. I'm sure he'll love to work, pay his way.
Or, and hear me out, secondary option, we bring the horse and forget the cart.
Bring the horse on. Is there room on the ship for a horse?
I mean, it's a horse. I don't know. You could find something.
So the Rosabella is a 2-deck ship. It's not very large. It's like a typical sailing ship. It could, in theory, hold a horse. I don't know how comfortable the horse would be on a, 4-month voyage. It might lose its balance a bit. Might not be able to be functional afterwards, walking on land again.
I'd rather the horse have a nice little working vacation. I think that doesn't sound fun.
Sage, we'll leave the conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 2
Okay.
druids. Can we talk to the horse and ask what the horse prefers?
Can we talk to horses? I don't know if
You could.
Yeah, I guess I do have speak with animals.
Because
Okay.
Because if y'all can't, I can. So
Perfect. Okay. Well, yes. Why don't we ask what the horse would rather do?
I just feel like.
Okay.
Do y'all have the spell Speak with Animals already?
Yeah.
Or-
No, I've got it. I have it.
Then I'll let you,
already.
because I only really know humans
Oh,
well,
okay.
and I don't want to step on the toes of or the hooves of a horse.
Sure. Fair. Yes. Can I go ahead and cast?
Yeah, because you're so great at talking to humans.
I thought I did fine.
for you. Yeah. Can I go ahead and talk to the horse and just explain what's going on and what our plan is?
Go ahead. What would you like to say to the horse?
Okay. Hey, buddy. I know it's we just got to know each other. We're actually going to be going on a long trip on the ocean, and I don't think you want to come. So we have some options. I can pay to have you boarded, and you can just enjoy the leisure of that. You can work for this farmer and do a little bit of work, keep your muscles strong, or you can come with us on the ship. What would you rather do?
Is it warm on the ship?
I don't know about warm. It's going to be really hard to stand up. I don't think you're going to like the ship very much. That's probably going to be your least favorite choice.
I want to go on the ship. Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. Good horse.
Okay, but you need to understand it's going to be kind of rough on the ship. Like it's a lot of rocking. Like, have you ever been on water before? It's not going to be easy. It's like you're going to have a hard time walking on land afterwards. I don't think that's a good option for you.
I like ships.
Have you been on a ship before?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I really don't.
Can I
think
be
you're
on
gonna-
the ship?
Would you rather be? I don't think it's a good idea for you to be on the ship. I really don't.
Oh. So you're just gonna leave me here?
We're gonna come back.
Oh,
You're gonna have so many friends.
everybody leaves Melvin. Everyone leaves me. Oh.
Well, Melvin, you're gonna have so many great friends on either in the place that you board. You'll have your own room, or you can work and make new
I'll
friends.
have my own
with
room
the
on the
farmer.
boat.
Not on the boat. On the boat, you wouldn't have your own room, and it would be very cold.
Oh, it's cold here. Where are you going on the boat?
I'm going a few places. It's not going to be safe for a horse. Not going to be safe for Melvin. And we want Melvin to be happy.
I'd be happy on the boat.
Melvin, you wouldn't be happy on the boat. We're gonna make you some. We're gonna make you some great horsey friends. Do you want your own room that's nice and warm? You don't have to work, or would you rather do some working? Because some horses like to work.
So you're saying that you're gonna bring more horses on the boat for me to be friends with?
Jesus. No, I'm saying that I'm gonna help you make friends with horses either where we board you or with the farmer. Whatever you choose, you get to choose between the farmer and the boarding.
I get to choose?
Between the farmer and the boarding.
I'll go on board the boat.
I just have to assume.
At this point,
I just have to assume we're hearing her say words, and then Melvin's just like every 2 seconds or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like turn.
You see a lot of this, like that exaggerated like nod that horses do.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he mentions the word boat, his tail like flickers up a little bit.
Oh my god. Well,
that could be helpful
Melvin,
on the boat.
I don't think you can, Melvin. I think this is going to be tough. I think you're going to have to go to the board or the farmer.
I don't know. I think Melvin's made a decision.
Sorry, outside of Melvin real quick. What is the board you're talking about?
Didn't you say you could like board the horse with people and like pay somebody to board the horse, or you could take it to the farmer?
Oh, like at the stables. Yeah. So I'm saying you could either like take him to the stables and pay. Okay, yeah, boarding. Okay, I get what you mean. And then the farmer, but you haven't talked to any of them yet.
Well, I know. I'm gonna go take care of that after I convince Melvin of what we're doing here.
Or Melvin could just come.
Okay, so at this point, I'm going to turn to the rest of the group and I'm going to say, okay, guys, Melvin really wants to come on the damn boat. But I don't. Why don't we vote on whether or not this is a good option here? Because that's
as long as the horse's vote counts as 12. I'm here for it.
One.
Can y'all just make them smaller? We have multiple rabbit catchers on board.
No.
At the very least, if we need food, we can always eat them.
That's true.
I'm eating
Gonna
Melvin.
eat the horse.
I mean, we could get like a horse
Melvin's
tranquilizer, and then he's out for 4 months. He'll be fine.
I mean, y'all might not want to eat the horse, but if I'm out of food, I'm eating the horse. I don't.
We're not gonna run out of food. We're prepared. We're normal people.
Dave, you.
Melvin is his friend. He's not food. We're not eating Melvin.
But
Yes.
so all in favor of Melvin coming with us on the trip. Raise your hand, everybody.
Hey,
I abstain from voting. I don't care either way.
I feel like that's most of the votes right now.
All in favor of boarding or farm? Yeah. Melvin,
We have no room for the horse unless you can make him smaller or turn him into a ferret.
We have plenty of room.
I don't have.
Yeah, the ship is meant to carry about 30 people, and right now you guys have only about 17, I think, with everybody. So there is room. I mean,
I don't want to deal with the horse.
the ship is bigger than you think. Yeah, but a horse is gonna definitely make things difficult.
All right, Melvin. We're gonna take you to either the board or the farmer. What would you rather do?
No.
Boarding it is, and I take him over to the stables.
As he walks, he like looks back. He's like, "Why did we even vote?"
I don't know. No idea. Nothing democratic about this.
Yeah, y'all voted, and then you still boarded him anyway, even after you voted.
This is the downside lost or won.
No,
That's
it was
why.
3-3. That's all I'm saying. We tied here.
No, it was 4 people. It was
We can't count the person running the vote.
Why?
They're biased. They're biased. Biased against it. That's all I'm saying.
okay. Then we can't count Melvin's either because he's also biased.
Melvin had both options, a life of leisure or a boat, and he chose boat. That's a dedication to the group.
That's
No,
not sure what's
being
happening.
boarded.
All I'm saying is I'm pro Melvin boat.
Okay, so Sage is gonna go talk to the stables about boarding him. So you guys is anyone else going with Sage, or you got this on your own?
I would like to go to someplace so I could
Who's gonna
buy some very minimal paints with some colors, a writing utensil, and a book that I can write down as like a journal.
Okay, gotcha.
However much that
Okay.
costs.
We're gonna be pirates up in here. I want to make sure we have enough rum.
Perfect. Yeah. So you and Zinro, Silex, you guys would probably want to go to Johnny's Enchantments and Lore. It's kind of like a general store plus a magical enchantment shop, where he essentially keeps a lot of just items and things that boat travelers may want to have. And he's really like the only shop in town, so it makes it pretty easy to know who he is. Let's see. Sage and Vitra, who are going to the stables. You guys approach and you see this younger lad, probably in his early 20s, and he's throwing up a saddle on a horse as you guys walk by, and he's like cinching it underneath and kind of brushing on the side of the horse. You guys approach and he looks at you, kind of pats the horse on the back and lets it kind of trot off. He says, hi there. What is it can I do for you? Looking for a horse to rent?
No, actually the opposite. I'm looking for a place to board my horse until I come back.
What you mean board?
I want my horse to stay. I want to pay you for my horse to stay here and be comfortable and happy and taken care of until I come back. I'm going on a journey. Going on an adventure.
How? Okay. Don't typically do that. But I can definitely take a look and just see what it'd cost.
Does someone
Sorry,
else
what?
around here? Does someone else around here specialize in that, or are you the only stable in the area?
He looks left and right, and it's the only stable in the entire town. Say, no, it would be me.
Okay. Okay.
Well, let me take some notes here. And he like grabs a piece of like parchment paper. How long is your journey expected to
I
be?
mean, let's pay for 5 months to be safe, and we'll.
Just so you know, the trip itself is about 5 months
shit.
there. It's like 4 to 6 months depending on wind.
Okay.
So it'd be about a year, assuming all you guys do is get to Athena Beach or Athos Beach and then turn around and come back.
Okay. Okay.
Sell him the horse.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of earshot of Melvin. I'm gonna be like, Vitra, you take the horse.
Oh.
Got him.
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna be like, all right, here's the deal.
He's
My
gonna keep
horse-
talking to Vitra, like, and all Vitra's gonna hear is, and like you don't hear anything, and your talk with animals, I think, only lasts like a minute, so you don't hear it anymore. But he's like, you can tell he's like trying to speak because he knew it was working a second ago, so he's still trying, like, just a lot of just guttural horse noises. So you're back talking to the stable boy. 5 months. Gosh.
Well, actually, let me stop you there. So actually, our trip's going to be longer than that. What if I were to give him to you indefinitely to rent out to others, as long as you can promise that you will take care of him and feed him and let him have all the horsey friends he could ever want?
Must be some kinds of druid or something. No one, no one speaks this way about horses.
I
Horsey
speak this
friends?
way about horses.
The horse,
Yes,
you
I
throw-
want him.
I
I want him
understand,
to
I
have
understand.
friends.
Jesus. Okay. Well, the friend rate is a bit higher. I would pay you 200 gold pieces for a nice sturdy warhorse. And then I can rent him as your subsidiary and pay you, a portion of the income if you do, however, return. If I don't hear back from you in the next, I'll say, by the next Winter Solace, which is about a year from now, then I'll pocket whatever I make, and we'll call it an even deal. Since I'm paying you 200 gold pieces now, and he's probably going to revenue 200 to 500 gold pieces over the course of a year. It's a big horse. Does that seem fair?
Can I just, while he's like talking about it, just look around, make sure it's like a good place for a horse to be? Like, horses are well kept, they're well fed, nobody's like beating them in the back, like any of that shit.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Just a giant glue factory right behind the building.
No need to be worried.
Oh, and Freyr, since we're starting the day off, go ahead and roll your two rolls, and let me know what those are so I can keep note, so we can keep track of that.
16.
Yeah, you're so whenever you're looking at the stables itself, I mean, it's nothing luxurious, but it seems like these guys are in this line of work because they care for horses. They want to make sure that they're taken care of. I mean, you saw whenever you walked up, just the way he was, putting the saddle on the horse and brushing him, that they care for him.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, agreed, and take the money.
Okay, so add 200 gold pieces to your inventory and hand over Melvin.
Okay. I'm gonna pat him on the nose and be like, "We'll be back for you, buddy."
You see like a slight little like tear from his eye go down his nose.
Oh.
Shade, my numbers were 13 and 16.
And remember, so you can use those two. You can use those two at any time for your ability checks or someone else's. So if there's like something else attacking you and say they roll like a 25, you can replace their roll with like a 13.
Okay.
So just remember, you can do that. I think it's like a range. I think it's like within, 60 feet or something, but you can do that as well. All right, cool. So, yeah, you finish up at the stables. Zinro and Silex, you guys head over to Johnny's Enchantments. And you walk into kind of this open front store where the actually kind of reminiscent of the shop back in Findlewin that Freyr went to trade his cloak. It was kind of like an open market style where it has an actual building where there's an indoor section with like shelves of different books and potions. But then there's also kind of an outdoor market where you guys can walk through, sift through different items and, bargain on the street. But all the good stuff is kept inside. So what is it specifically that you're looking for, Zenro? You said you're looking for like potions. I know that Arathian's getting flotation devices.
Actually, now that I think about it, potions does sound good. But my main concern was I wanted a book that I can write in. I wanted a writing implementation, normal ink, and then some sort of artistic paints. So basic colors, red, blue, yellow, green, that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. So Johnny's there behind a counter. You tell him what you're looking for. He's actually, whenever you approach him, you're instantly kind of put back a minute because he has the resemblance of a silverback gorilla. But he's humanoid, speaks articulately, but he looks like a gorilla behind the counter. His name is Johnny Silverback, hence the name. So he kind of looks at you, kind of squints his eyes. He said, yeah, no problem. Let me just go grab it from the back. And he goes out back and he grabs like this kind of baggie for you. And it's like this basket of, really nice parchment, leather bound parchment book that has about 50 to 100 pages in it. Different writing utensils, paints, not just the prime colors, but he has an assortment of all different colors that he's blended for you. He says it'll be 30 silver pieces.
No
Anything else I can help you with?
Here you go. Well, you know what? We're about to be on a long journey. Do you happen to have anything that could keep our spirits up? Any sort of potions to help healing? I'm the Surgeon General of our craft. I want to make sure that in case my abilities are not up to snuff, which in the past they have been, but it's been a while since I've journeyed with other folks. Do you have any potions that maybe helped heal them to some degree?
You see him like kind of scratch his chest with like his knuckles, just kind of. Yeah, I think he got just the thing. And he kind of pulls up this like bag and flops it down. And the way he's lifting it makes it feel really heavy. But as he puts it down, it hits as soft as a pillow. He opens up the bag, and you guys would recognize, especially Silex, that this is a bag of holding. And so he reaches in and thinks. And there's this vial that's a cylindrical tube held in part by this wooden kind of triangle stand that he has, and he places it in front of you. He says, "This right here is a superior healing potion. Will do you great wonders.
Ah, yes.
It'll definitely keep your spirits high."
Oh, well, I know some of the magics it takes to create that is probably fairly expensive. What might it cost for me to procure that from you?
Well, so this right here, I'd guess, and he's kind of like doing mental math in his head. 750 gold pieces.
Well, that is probably a bit more than I want to spend at the moment. Let's see what it is my friend requires first.
Okay. And as Silex comes up and talks to him, he's also rummaging through the bag, and he pulls out this small like jewelry box and puts it out, but he doesn't open it yet. Silex, you're also in the room with him. You see Zenro kind of bargaining a bit for a health potion. Then he kind of leans over to you and says, depends on what, he wants as well. What would you like to request from Johnny Silverback?
I need a good case of rum. A good case of old fun time rum.
Oh, I can help you with that. And he said, give me 1 second. And he like kind of hops off of his chair, and everything about him is very, humanoid, very person-like, until he hops off the chair, and then he's right back to his gorilla walk, where he's kind of walking in an off cant, and his knuckles are kind of dragging himself along the floor as he goes back. He comes, and as he picks up this case, you hear the bottles clank together, like ting, 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 as he's like walking. You hear like the clinking of him as he kind of walks out, and he's and he puts it in a wagon. He says, "This right here is some of the finest rum in all of Findion. You'll absolutely love it." And he like puts it down and kind of slaps the top of it a bit. And you notice it's about 24 bottles. So it's like a full like case of rum. Now, what you looking to spend?
I mean, how much is the whole case?
Oh, the whole case, about 50 gold pieces. But if there's anything else that you're looking for, I mean, it can definitely help you shop around. We've got lots of things. I know your friend here was looking for a health potion. We also have different potions that help you on the water. We have some potions that'll help you stay dry. And then we definitely have these. And he opens up that jewelry box that he put in front of you, and you see that there's 2 different rings inside of it. And they're both kind of illuminating with magical essence. Both of them silver with a blue sapphire inlet going all the way around. And they're beautiful rings. And he says, both of these, this one here on the right, where the sapphires are a little bit more rounded. He said, this right here is a ring of water breathing. Put this on, no problem under the water. And the other one, where the sapphires are a bit more squared, where they're kind of blocked off that way, he said, this is a ring of fly. When you put this on, you can fly once per, and stat block, once per long rest, you can cast fly. So he's like, both of these, perfect when you're on a ship, I'll tell you.
How much for the ring of fly?
Ring of fly. It's kind of a bit hard to get out in these places. We're way up north. Magic's a little scarce up here. That'll run you about 500 gold pieces to get that one off me right now. Now, if you get them both, I'll do them both for 850. I'm always one to bargain.
Did you say there was other potions of? Was it just the rings, or you said the?
So he pulled out the rings and the potion from his bag of holding. So you don't know entirely what all he has, but you know that he has. So far, it seems like everything you've asked for, he's been able to, procure for you.
Guess I didn't think about this. Your friends, Silex, do they know how to swim?
I would freaking hope so.
I
So
suppose
job
the
is to
crew
be
of
on
the ship,
sea
yeah.
for 9 months out of the year. I really hope so.
Well, I don't really need much in material possessions. Let's
Said 750 for the water potion or for the healing potion.
Superior. Yeah, the superior healing potion.
let's say I take the ring of water breathing and the potion. Maybe we can come to an agreement of that's a total of 1,100. Let's say 1,000 gold pieces. And a
What about the
blessing
rum?
upon. That's Silex.
What?
Silex?
I was going to say, and a blessing of soul upon your establishment.
So 850 for both rings and the case of rum. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that for you.
I got maybe a trade, and I'll still pay some gold, but I don't. And I pull off one of my rings.
I do.
Turn into the sword.
I do love to bargain.
So I pull off one of the rings that turns
Oh.
into a sword, and I flip it into a sword, and it becomes a steel longsword, and then goes back into a ring. And so maybe we can do a trade.
Oh, that's something new. Well, that's interesting. I will tell you that, up here, I love to trade. I think it's a great skill to have, bartering, all of that. However, I got to be honest, not too many people look for weapons up here. It's not much to fight about up here in Illyria.
Then I pull out
I'd
the
still
ring
think
that-
it might be worth something.
I'll pull out the ring that turns into like a
What's that?
blacksmith hammer. Because I have one that turns into different tools. So I'll pull one that turns into a hatchet.
Yeah.
I'll pull one that turns into a blacksmith hammer.
Well, he's not declining, right? He's not declining. He's all I'm saying is that I'd be able to give you something, because this is definitely something that I'll be able to trade for. I'll be able to take this to Finderwind, and they'll pay high dollar for this. But I'll be perfectly honest with you. You seem like a nice guy. I don't think that I'm going to be able to give you what it's worth. I look at this and I think, wow, I could probably sell this in Finderwind for 1,000 gold pieces easily. But out here, at 250 if I'm lucky. And I just think it's worth more than that. I don't want to insult you by not giving you the proper gold,
No,
You seem like a
that's
nice
fair. That's
guy.
Why we would
Just-
trade? Why we would trade for the trade? It'd be a trade for what you're giving me.
Oh, absolutely. As long as you're comfortable with me giving you only 250 gold pieces, knowing that it's worth more. I just don't want you to feel like I'm ripping you off, fella.
Would a tool be better than a sword? Would that give me more gold? Like, I've got one that turns into a hatchet.
Around here, yeah.
So I'll bring out the one that
Yeah,
turns into a hatchet.
if you can do one of them.
Like, it
Oh.
turns into like a wood chopping hatchet, and then I have one that turns into a blacksmith hammer.
Can I see that? Oh, sorry. Come on. Yeah, can I say that? Whenever he puts can he put it on? Does it take the size of his like giant
Yeah,
hands, or does
yeah.
it stay
It's
one
just
size?
a simple enchantment that'll turn it into a steel.
Okay, cool. So he puts it on and he goes, and it turns into the hatch. And he's like surprised, even though someone who's around enchantments and magic, he's like, "Whoa, did you do this?"
Yeah, it's my job.
Wow. And it goes back into the ring. I might just keep this one for myself.
Fair enough.
You know,
That worked.
he's like, so go ahead and roll a straight charisma roll. Just add your charisma modifier. And I'll give you advantage because he's very impressed by this. Let me know if you roll over
So I rolled
16.
a natural 17 plus 1 is 18, and then I just rolled a natural 20. So
Okay, so the 17 was already going to do it, but the natural 20, whenever he looks back at you, he looks at you. Kree, are you with him as well?
on a boat.
No? Okay, never mind. So he looks at you and he sees that you have other rings, right, on you. And he's just, they say, how about I do this? Let me have this ring, right? He still has it on, right? Let me have this ring. You can have the healing potion. You can have both of these rings and a rum. Only promise me that you will come back with more of these rings for me to purchase from you later.
That is perfectly
Because this
fine.
is magnificent.
That is perfectly fine.
So he trades the rum, the superior healing potion, and both of the ring of water breathing and ring of flying for this ring of hatchet. Which you can tell he's going to try to like reverse engineer and figure out how you did it. Like he's like looking at it and he's like looking in it, trying to figure out how it forms. And he's very intrigued by your magical prowess.
Oh,
It worked out in my favor.
looks like quite the deal we have.
And he's also gonna write like this on this piece of parchment that he's ripped off, and he writes Johnny Silverback, and he said like Johnny Silverback of Johnny's Enchantments and Lore in Illyria, and he's just gonna like sign his name on it and hand it to you, and he's like, please remember me and come back to see me when next time you're back in town. What was your name again?
Silex of Sanctuary.
Silex of Sanctuary. Well, thank you so much for blessing me with your presence. You as well. And he looks at Zenro in his, are you still wearing like your gold cloak, like your like gold jacket?
Anytime I'm like not in bed, I'm wearing my armor, but it's underneath the golden robes that I renewed a while ago.
Gotcha. Cool. So yeah, he's like, pleasure meeting you, and as well as you, my gold cloak friend. My name is Johnny. Please come back. Absolutely. Soul's light be blessed. Oh. It's like a perfect transaction, and then he's like, one more thing, and it all falls apart.
No.
What's up?
I just now remembered we're about to make a journey that I've been on before, and so my mind is thinking.
I just realized, do you happen to have anywhere in the city I can get some basic herbs and medicinal things other than the magics? Maybe plants of the like.
Well, I'd assume that would be maybe over with the farmer. He tends to keep to himself, however. I don't know if he's gonna, have anything for you or sell anything to you. He pretty much just farms for his family and essentially sells, his seasonal crops to Finderwind, but not much of a people person, to be perfectly blunt.
Okay, well, in the off chance that maybe I consider going that direction, who may I be looking for?
Oh, his name's Timothy, but I also have some basic garnishes and herbs. Is anything particularly looking for?
Now, I don't know as far as like the specific things that would have gone into, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're asking about.
Those are the things I need to be looking for.
Okay.
If I think
We'll say that
if I have the ability to get it.
Yeah, we'll say that he has, because I don't really know the specifics either, right? It's just kind of like, some things that it's obviously a practice that nobody really does in this area. But we'll say he has 3 of the 5 ingredients that for sure is needed to make the ailment. So he'll give you a few like items and just charge you like 1 gold piece for all of it.
I paid double because he was so generous. And then
cheers.
I go. I think about of the things that I know that are left. Do I think the farmer will have those, or is it unlikely?
Probably not. It doesn't seem like it's regional to this area.
All right.
The other herbs that you're thinking of are going to be more tropic.
No worries. I leave it at best and go, thank you again for all your generosity.
Yep.
Suppose we should head up.
Yeah, because you guys need to remember you're still like up in like it's snow capped. It's like Arctic up here, so just keep that in mind. It's still very cold. Okay, perfect. So yeah, you guys get what you need from Johnny's Enchantments, and are you making your way back to the ship now, or is there anything else you guys need to do in the town of Illyria?
I'm good to go back to the ship whenever.
Silex is going back to the ship too.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So you guys make your way back to the Rosabella. You hear the crew singing shanties and getting everything prepared for the voyage. You come back with your wagon full of rum, and you see Captain Thompson's eyes light up. You also see Gummin and Stu kind of making sure that the sails are wrapped up tight, making sure that the all the different ropes and everything that they need to make sure the ship is functional. While they have other members of the Silent Shepherds are really working on like cleaning duty and stocking and making sure that everything is tethered down for the port off, because that's usually some of the rougher waters. And then at the moment, you have the rest of you guys kind of in the bottom deck, the lower deck of the boat, just essentially awaiting orders from either Cree or Silex or Captain Thompson. So right now you guys are all just kind of hanging out. But you're pretty much ready to cast off. So is there anything else? Last call. Anything else you guys need to do here before we port off?
We're good to go.
Perfect. Okay.
Potion of
Can I
greater
run to the
healing.
bathroom real quick? Or is there a bathroom on the boat?
What?
There's a
Joking.
no. You're gonna need to hold it for like 5 months. All right. So you guys port off. Jesus Christ.
Hey, just
Dog
real quick,
scared the
you
hell
said-
out of me. So you guys
Just real quick, you said that it was a potion of superior healing or greater?
superior
Okay.
here. It should be the 8d4 plus 8. Okay, so you guys begin your voyage. You pretty much leave it into the capable hands of Stu, Gummin, Captain Thompson to really deal with porting out, kicking off from port. To get out of the harbor area, you will all have to heave in motion with the actual rows to get out to where you can actually drop sail. But ultimately, yeah, no problem for you guys. There's plenty of you, lots of strength to go around. And so for the first part of the voyage, we'll essentially create some downtime within the group. So essentially for this first piece of downtime, it'll be about a week. So for this first week, you're essentially going to be traveling, if anyone has the map pulled up, from the Cape of Illyria up to about halfway up to where Jorvik is, the kind of Viking settlement town. It takes you about 2.5 weeks to get up through the Dredgeless Isles, which is up to the north. And that's where the water becomes the toughest because a lot of it becomes icy and kind of hard to make your way through by ship. It's definitely colder up there than it is where you're at now. It's up into like Antarctic type temperature ranges. In this first week of downtime, is there anything specific anyone's wanting to try to do? Lots of things you can do with downtime. You can try to train in different languages, talk to the different crew to, get better at your specific jobs. Because I know we have like navigators and powder monkeys and different things within the different roles. You can do research on specific topics. What are some things you guys would want to do during downtime to try to get better at?
Grease definitely has seasickness, so I'm just trying not to puke for the first week.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw. Let's see how many times you puke here.
Eight.
I'm feeling that's not good. Yeah, so you're gonna throw up about 2 times a day for this first week. And it's like the kind of it's like a bird puke, right? So it's like little pellets, like an owl, and so it just like drops out. It's like a hairball type of pellet, and yeah, so it's just kind of you drop in these little puke pellets all over the ship deck. And since you're first mate, you have to order other people to clean it up. Yep. Yeah, you get to. What about everybody else?
I would like to just check the ship once a morning, once the afternoon, just like make sure everything's good. And then for the rest of my time, I want to learn the enchantments that are on the rings that I bought, so that I can possibly move those, like make those enchantments on something else. So I don't want to destroy the rings, but I want to see if I can learn their enchantments to make, like, put them in my own armor, So
yeah, we'll say that'll take you about 4 weeks to be able to learn that, but you can definitely start it now to start to learn how to use those enchantments. Cool. So that's what co-captain Silex is up to. Anyone else?
I want to get attuned to the necklace that my father gave me. And he gave Rain one also, the necklaces where you can talk through the trees. So I want to get attuned with that if possible. I don't know if that's possible out on the ocean, but I want to do that. And then I want to do a lot of like praying and meditating to just try and make peace with my God after everything that happened. I also want to know what languages everybody speaks, so I can see if I can learn a new language from somebody, either like on the ship or like from my group or anything like that.
Okay.
I speak Common and Primordial.
Ooh, I don't know Primordial.
Because it's just like.
You know what? It's new.
You learned it.
It's a new experience.
That's all the syllables. That's all the consonants of Primordial. Okay. Yeah. So you want to learn a language you can definitely do that. Anyone else?
I do the same thing Sage does.
We'll say this goes for 3 weeks, not just 1 week. So you guys are pretty much able to accomplish most everything that you're trying to do here as far as learning. Sage, you actually you start to really get close to one of the crewmen, whose name is Stu. Stuart is actually a half elf as well. And he was originally from Fendelwyn. So you guys have that, and he was casted away just like your family somewhat was. And over the course of a few weeks, you learn that Stu dabbled in the druidic crafts at some point. Found his love for the sea, and really became more of a fighter type, swashbuckler, if you will. Like really loves the outdoors, love being on the water, and so this is like his happy place whenever he gets to go on these trips. So you and him kind of get along really well. And he also speaks Elven, Common, and Dwarvish. So you can learn
we'll
things
spend a
from
lot
him
of
as
time
well.
together.
Silex, in the 3-week period of your downtime, I'll say you're able to we'll say you're able to pull the enchantment off of the water breathing and
I don't want to pull it off.
fully
I mean,
learn how to
So does that destroy the ring though?
not
Is that
take it
like-
away.
Okay.
No, not take away the enchantment. I'm just saying pull off, like understand, like pull out what it is that created it. Like how did
Okay.
they infuse water breathing into this, silver and sapphire ring? So you
Then
learn
I
how to
will
do
start-
that for the water breathing one.
Okay. And then I'll start the fly one next or whenever I have time. At least to get it started, unless somebody needs me, and that takes precedence. But other than that,
Okay.
yeah, that's what I'm going to be focused on doing.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
She also likes to feel the wind in her hair, so she'll go to like the front of the boat and just kind of like stand on whatever and just kind of, like Titanic, like,
Gotcha.
And she goes around to all the members and talks.
Yeah. I mean, also think of, most of you guys all met, a matter of days prior to this, right? So, you learned a bunch about each other just in the first few days of travel from the first time Bradbury showed up, right? So now you're with everyone for weeks. So you really get to kind of learn a little bit about each other. So if anyone wants to talk or kind of disclose to the rest of the group anything about like backstory stuff that they'd want to talk about that you haven't actually disclosed to everybody yet, whatever you'd feel comfortable with, you can during downtime as well. It's definitely not necessary if you guys, don't feel like it's to that point yet with your characters. That's totally fine. That's also something you can do if there's anything that you want to talk about there.
I will say during the time that we're on this boat, I do a lot of meditations, and you may see me from time to time like nodding off the game of sleep. That's me just like praying and doing my thing. I do spend a lot of time on the deck of the ship, and you do notice a book that I've recently acquired when we were in Ilia, and I'm writing down notes and things, and occasionally you see me with a little bit of frustration trying to paint towards the back of the book every once in a while, and like rip off a page maybe every couple of days and throw it away over the edge of the ship, not carrying or whatever. But for if either Rain or Sage at any point in time sees me every once in a while, I'll wait until, I don't know how the moon phases work here, but wait until one of the bigger, brighter moons, and they'll see me occasionally when it's brighter outside during the nighttime on the deck of the ship, looking out on the ripples of the water during the moon.
I say, I see you, and I go up to you, and I look out in the water with you.
Ah, hello, Rain. Luna's like to be with you this evening.
Then it's like be with you.
Tell you, it's quite beautiful. It's been some time. I used to sail when I was younger, but that was many years ago, and I'd almost forgotten what it was like to see the ocean this way.
I've never seen the ocean. It's very beautiful.
You've never seen the ocean?
I have not seen much outside of the forest that I grew up in.
And that's south in Kendor, right? Correct? Well, the forest is definitely a beautiful place. But like the forest, everything else has its beauty and dangers as well.
I'm starting to see that. Being on this adventure has definitely opened my eyes.
That's good. How has your sister been doing with her recent coming to terms with the power that she could potentially have?
I think she's doing okay. She's still adjusting and still getting over what happened with the little boy. But I think with time she'll get over it, and it'll be good for her. She'll come to the power.
That's good. I spoke with her briefly, and I got the sense that after a little bit of reflection, she should probably be okay. And I'll just kind of look out towards the water, and you hear me kind of like big sigh in a way. And it's so beautiful, I am one of souls,
hands at work, but I could have told you now that Luna would have been my second choice for sure. As like the water kind of like ripples and you can see little shines of the moonlight on it, I kind of sit back and I just like to imagine in the summer or in the sun when the sun rises how it does, it gleams. He ferries off souls like each beam of light across the water, and so does he do with the moon and Luna in her case. It's scary how endless it can be, but it's quite enjoyable to see. The view is quite lovely.
Very lovely.
I just want to point out that right now, me, Arathian, and Cree, and Captain Thompson and Stu, and all drinking rum and singing sea shanties right now in the back. So
perfect. Yeah. There's it's pitch black outside. The stars are immaculate. You see every single star in the sky shone brightly by the bright light of the moon at its biggest point that you've seen. And at the front of the ship, I believe it's called. Is it the aft? I don't know.
It's the bow.
I don't know ships very well. The aft of the ship. The bow. Yeah, the aft is the back, right?
Bow's front.
Yeah, so with the bow of the
stern
ship.
is back.
Where the fuck is the aft? Am I making that up?
I think you're making that up.
I think there are two different terminologies. You got fore
Oh,
and aft, which I think is front and back.
Oh, yeah. I think aft just means like fore. Anyways, sorry. So yeah, at the bow of the ship, we have Rain and Zinro kind of having this conversation, and then underneath the deck, you have like some different workers. You have people getting tucked in for bed, and then on the stern of the ship, in the back, over by the actual control wheel, like the steering wheel of the boat, you have all of the first officers and crew of the ship getting plastered, straight fucked up while singing different sea shanties and just having a good time.
I'm trying to teach Vitra moonlight yoga. That's what we're doing.
Oh, Shade, going aft means when you're moving towards the rear end of the boat. It's called going aft.
You're moving towards the rear end, like when you're walking?
That's what it says. When you are moving towards the rear end of the boat, this is called going aft.
Yeah, it's an adjective or an
adverb. I'm never going to use that term again. I'm sorry I brought it up, guys. So yeah, and then we got Sage and Vitra doing moonlit yoga. Awesome, cool. So you guys are all having a good time, but the night eventually does settle down. I know it's been a couple weeks, so you guys have probably settled into all of this. Like, how was your like different sleeping arrangements? Like, are people all bunked together? Are there some people in different rooms? So the ship itself has like 10 different actual like quarters for different rooms, and then there's like kind of the local barracks that is actually in the powder room or the lower deck, which is where all the cannons are, where the artillery is, the ballistas and things like that. The captain's quarters is up on the top deck, and then the rest of the rooms are all down low. So how's everyone been like sleeping? How's everybody been like as far as situationally?
I'm no stranger to a boat or a really shitty bed, so I'm probably just in a hammock, like amongst the
in like in the main barracks.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
I would imagine that me and Rain and Vitra are probably bunking together like we have been.
So I would give the girls a room, and then probably the same with the boys, and then me and the first mate would be in a room.
Well, no, you'd be by yourself. And the other first mate in the room.
Or you and Stu
I'd be
would
with
be in a
the
room?
other first, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you and Stu.
I'd be in a room by
So
myself,
yeah,
I
Cree
guess.
and Stu would probably have like first mate's quarters. Yeah. Okay, what about you, Freyr?
I would imagine I'd be probably bunked with Zinro and Orathian, maybe in a room, because
Yes. So Zinro is just in like the open quarters, like where like hammocks and things are kind of drawn out, not in a specific room. But you can definitely sleep out there too. That's kind of like where
I would have probably wanted to be in the room. So.
like most of the crew. Yeah, so there is extra rooms. So like right now, you guys have only used about 6 rooms. So there are extra rooms if anyone wants to,
Okay.
have
I
their
would
own
have had a room by
quarters.
myself.
Morgan, Bradbury, and all of them, they're all sleeping out in the barracks, like with Zinro. Like none of them are requesting their own room. Okay, cool. So everyone kind of winds down for the evening.
Morgan would be with me.
Let's see.
Say shade.
Okay, and your captain's suite. Gotcha. Cool. All right, so you guys all go to bed, and at this point, you've been traveling for about 3 weeks. Vitra, roll a d20 3 times for me, please.
Dun dun dun.
Is a 4.
Okay.
A 16. And a 12.
Okay, you're good. And so it's been about 3 weeks. So as you guys all kind of fade into, bed, you hear like the snoring of the crew. Vitra, you're sleeping and you feel that stillness again. And it causes you to wake up. However, you're almost like frozen still. You feel like a warm breath on the side of your neck. And as you wake to try to turn, you realize your body is kind of frozen in paralysis. You can't turn, but you can feel the presence of something right beside you. And you hear that same whispered voice. I see you've made it back to when we first met. You can speak.
Say that last part again. You said, I see you've made it back to what?
To when we first met.
So even though my body is paralyzed, I can still speak? Like out loud or no?
He's talking in your head.
In my head.
No one else hears this.
Right. So I'm gonna just think this. Sorry, I live next to a fucking train. Sorry. It's gonna be loud. I'm gonna think back to him and I'm gonna think back to him. What do you want from me?
I wanted you. I had you.
When?
That is the perfect question. When? You feel this like creepy crawling feeling up your body as the longer you communicate with this thing, you can feel like the tingling on, it feels like under your skin. You can feel it, but you can't move. Your whole body is stuck in this paralysis, and you're hearing the voice and you're speaking with it and communicating, but it still feels so foreign to you.
Can I scream out and try and wake up Sage and Rain?
You can try.
Yeah.
I mean, you can try.
Technically,
This is me screaming. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Yeah, your body is like frozen in paralysis. You can't make a noise. You can't move.
can we sense?
He has you
anything going
in. You guys are asleep. Y'all don't notice this. She's not moving or wrestling around. I mean, if you were awake and looked over at her, it would just look like she's on her side sleeping. I mean,
Can
if you got
I-
real close, you might be able to see like goosebumps, but that's about it.
So you're saying that the longer I talk to the voice and like acknowledge that it's there,
Mhm.
the worse I feel. Like the more that I feel it's like foreign
Not
present.
worse. Yeah, so it's like the longer you have this conversation with it, the more that you're aware that it's there, right? It doesn't feel like, it doesn't hurt, right? It's not worse in that manner. It's
Right.
just you definitely feel its presence.
Does it feel any different, or do I feel it less if I ignore the voice? Like if it tries to say something and I just try to think of other things or put my focus on something else?
I don't know. You haven't tried.
That's what I want to try. To try and like,
Okay, so you hear,
I don't know if it's like me denying its existence and saying like, you're not there, you're not real, you're not, because I don't want it to like
Yeah.
get mad at me.
so yeah, so you hear it again. When you were mine, we were whole. Can we have this again? You
What
and
the
me.
fuck?
Hannah's breaking my immersion. Um, so I'm gonna like, I guess just through my thoughts, I'm just gonna try and resist and basically just say no over and over. Like, no, there is no us. I'm my own being. I'm my own person. I'm whole on my own. Just like, no, 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 no.
As you're saying no and no and no, you hear a little bit more urgent with his tone. We are stronger together. We are stronger together. And your whole body is paralyzed. You cannot move, but your hand waves itself in front of you without your control of it. And he says, we, and he points, then the finger points at you, are stronger together. And then the hand falls limp, paralyzed again. And at that point, you wake up.
Okay.
And now you can move. You're free.
Sick. I'm gonna go and like almost like push Sage and Rain like off the bed to wake them up. Because okay, so I know that we've been on this boat. This is not my character. This is not Beecher. I know we've been on this boat for like 3 weeks, but I think that, and I know I didn't say anything, but one of the things that I wanted to do is at least update Zenro, like when we first got on, just letting him know that I had heard the voice again when I was bunking with Sage and Rain before we got on the boat. Now, I'll just assume that we didn't do that, and I'll just tell him after this instance, because I'm imagining this is the first time I felt it on this boat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, first time here.
So I'll just say that I'm like, man, it's gonna be fine. And then now this time, now that I've woken up them, I'm gonna tell Sage and Rain, and then I'm gonna go and tell Zenro probably tomorrow, or maybe after.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you? So Sage and Rain, you guys are fast asleep, right? Dreaming of your sunlit forest on a nice day, and you were woken up by Vitra shoving you almost out of your bed in panic.
Jeez, what do you need? What's wrong?
What happened?
There's something wrong, and it's been in there for a while. There's something in me, and it's not me. It's another being, and it was talking to me. It kept me paralyzed, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do to get it out. I told Zenro about it, but he told me, he came up to me and he told me that there's something inside of me, and that it's not good. It's evil. Like
What
and I
is
don't
it
always
saying to
feel it.
you?
I felt it last night, but I don't always feel it. I don't know what to do.
What is it saying to you?
It's saying that it's the same voice as before. If you remember back, it's the same voice. It was saying, come here, and now it was just telling me that we're stronger together. When we were together, it's saying together, like we were one at some point.
Wow.
What did Zinro say about it? He said it was bad? What does that mean?
Now, Zinro, correct me if I'm wrong, if I recall it incorrectly, what you had told me. But he said that he sensed something. He sensed this like energy about me, like the warmth that I had before was not there anymore. Yeah, the warmth that I
said specifically something fiendish has happened to you, as if something maybe had stolen whatever light or warmth that you had. Basically, I feel like something's gone wrong with your soul.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the fiend has been,
No big deal.
Cash. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna try and relay that to Sage and Rain and say, he said that it was something fiendish, that something took away the warmth from my soul.
Oh my God.
I mean, it sounds like Zinro kind of knows what's happening. Maybe he can help you get it out. I don't know why he wouldn't before, but maybe he has an idea. I don't know. There has to be a way to get it out of you.
I hope so. I don't remember how our conversation ended, but he doesn't know exactly what it is, and obviously neither do I. When I hear this voice, it's I can't do anything else. Like I can't move or I can't say anything. Like I can talk back to it because it's not, when it talks to me, it's not in my ear. It's like it's inside me. I can't separate.
This last time, Vitra, you felt the presence on your neck.
So I could hear.
So you felt the warm, like you felt like breath on your neck. Only this last time though.
So I'm gonna replace and say, usually I hear it in here. And I'll say that I just felt it. This is the first time that I felt it kind of on the outside as well. So I was still hearing it in my head, but I felt it here.
I think we need to gather as much information as we can and figure out what we can do. I mean, if it's outside of you now, I worry that it's getting worse. And if it's getting worse, I wonder at what point it takes you over.
I wonder if we have enough good people to expel it from you. Kind of like maybe a spell or something.
Say it one more time, Rain. I'm sorry.
Oh, I wonder if we have like enough people that are like has like good energy to help it get out of you. Like me and Sage and Zinro, like maybe we all come together or something and use our magic trying to get out of you.
An exorcism.
Yeah, kind of like exorcism.
I mean,
yeah.
Tie her down to the bed.
At this point, I'm willing to try anything, but I definitely want to update Zinro and tell him what just happened. Because again, he was just the only person I've talked to about this. He's the only person who's known about it because he came up to me and told me that he had sensed that fiendish presence or lack of warmth. So no one knows about it besides, no one else really knows about it besides you guys and him. And so I don't know. We've been here for like 3 weeks and it's the first time that I felt it. So it's hard to say when it will happen again. It could be another 3 weeks. It could be 5 minutes from now. I don't know, but I need to tell him.
I think that's what we need to do, is to tell him and see what our next step is.
And I'm gonna wake his ass up tonight. So sorry. So I would assume that I know that he's sleeping out in the barracks. Is that right? Z's coming out. All right. Since I was able to talk it out a little bit with Sage and Rain, I'm gonna be a bit more gentle when I wake up Zenro. Yeah, just a pat, pat, pat.
Yeah, he's in a hammock, so you just kind of like
Just
push him and he
roll him
falls
over.
over.
Is it already morning?
Technically, I'm so sorry to wake you. But do you remember what we had talked about before? Before we had boarded the ship, we had talked about the presence that you had felt with me, taking away my warmth. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, I do recall. I
Great.
mean, I did what I could at the time, but I assumed that since you haven't had any other interactions, that it was probably one of those, well, let's face it, devils and fiends, they enjoy the occasional interference with some of the different dimensions as a joke. But
And I'll be honest, I was feeling pretty confident about the situation because I hadn't felt it again since we boarded the ship a few weeks ago. But I actually just woke up from another experience, if you want to call it that. And the experience, for the first time, I felt some sort of presence outside of me as well as in my head. A voice talking to me and almost like a warm breath against me. And I just actually told Sage and Rain about it too. So, I mean, they were in there. I mean, I didn't know what else to do.
Are they standing next to us?
I mean, I feel like I would have gone along. I don't want to like leave you alone to travel across the ship.
I'm gonna go venture out. Yeah. I feel like you would come with me. What about you, Rain?
Hey,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, she's with him. Hey, Arathian, roll a perception check for me.
I hope you're not prepared for this to be a good roll.
What's that red light? You got some red light on your face. Oh, okay. It looks like just like a glow of red. I'm like, whoa.
He's opening
17.
a portal.
He's the possessed one.
Arathian, you hear all of this.
I'm gonna freak out a little.
I don't know if I trust him yet.
Doesn't matter. You just said it out loud in the middle
I
of the
wasn't,
barracks
like,
where everyone's
yelling
sleeping.
wait, so you had another?
I mean, just
I know. I get
the
it.
presence
I get
of like you and two other people walking in, and also because I rolled for the other crew, the Gummin and Stu also woke up, and so did not Derek but Amelia from the Silent Shepherds. So they all also heard you.
It's all right. More the merrier. I can't hide this anymore.
So I'm gonna be freaked about the idea of somebody being in your mind, and I'm not gonna hide that well.
Calm emotions. I cast on you.
You need to calm down, Arathian. Devils.
Stu is gonna go to the captain's quarters and wake up
Can I?
Captain Silex and Morgan.
Can I follow Stu since we're friends now?
Yep.
Okay. Can I?
You hear?
So I'm gonna.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say we're gonna figure it out. Like, can I like read how he's feeling about it? Does he look alarmed? Like, what's?
Yeah, roll an insight.
Okay. Oh, 21.
Oh yeah, he looks very alarmed.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
He looks freaked out. He looks terrified, and he looks a little betrayed.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, wait. Tell me what's happening. What's going on? Why are you so afraid?
I don't. You just told me that we just heard all the same things that you just. The blue chick is possessed by some sort of demon.
We don't know.
And
that
you all
yet.
knew this before. Yes, you fucking did. Don't you try to lie to me. You all knew before you came on the ship. We just heard you talk to the old man and say that you guys had talked about it before. Because whenever you walked up there, you said, "Remember what I told you I know. That's why he's saying. So you knew that she was possessed before bringing us on a voyage for 5 months inside of a hole?
We didn't know she was
That
possessed.
thing could kill us all.
We don't know that yet. We don't know what's going on. We didn't know that she still had voices in her head until tonight. We're going to figure this out. We're going to see what the next steps are. But I don't want you sitting here thinking that we betrayed you. We don't have the details yet. We don't know what's happening.
It just seems like, for instance, if I had the plague, right, and I decided to go on a ship in a confined space with a bunch of other people, I might want to let them know, hey, I'm infected with this thing and it might kill you.
We didn't know she was infected.
A possession is not contractable.
Is he in the room
I'm
with
not
me
going to
still?
spread my possession.
And so I'm just going to say, we did not know that she still had the voices in her head. The second we found out, we came and got Zinro. So we will figure this out. We don't know if this is contagious or anything else, but this is exactly why we're bringing it to you and to Zinro.
He's gonna nod. He's gonna nod and then kind of break off from the conversation and continue walking to the captain's quarters.
I guess
and he's gonna knock on the door.
I'll follow him. Make sure he doesn't make a bigger deal out of this than he needs to.
Silix, Captain Thompson.
Yeah, what?
So sorry to wake you, sir. There's been information that needs to be discussed.
Yeah. All right. Gather up top, and we'll meet up there.
Okay. He's also going to go to the first mates. He's going to go to, well, he's one of the first mates, and then he's going to go wake up Cree and let him know. Hey, fella. We're going to have to gather everybody, get them upstairs, and we need to discuss this, as a crew, figure out what we're going to do.
So I'm just gonna do a really fucking loud bird whistle to wake everyone up. Kind of like a cue that I would do every morning.
Like a rooster?
Yeah. Not exactly, but sure, we can go with that.
This is here.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So everybody's woken up now, including Bradbury and the Silent Shepherds. All of the misfits gather upstairs with the first mates as well. It's still dark out, but there's some torches lit. And you guys stand aboard the top part of the ship. A lot of you guys are still in like sleeping attire, like just kind of rolled out of bed in a hurry. And Stuart kind of stands forward and talks to everybody now that he's had a chance to kind of calm down. So we all heard what was spoken of with Vitra, and it sounds awful. And I think the first thing that needs to be discussed is how it is that we will get this thing out of you, how it can happen. And we do need to talk about worst case scenarios and what this means for everybody.
So,
any ideas on how to get this thing out?
We don't know what the thing is. That's why we wanted to talk to Zinro first.
right. So
Zinro?
I'm just gonna take this moment to like kind of update everybody so far about basically everything that's happened with this voice.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Everyone knows that.
So,
So,
you're telling
I'm
me
gonna-
that you heard the voice the same night that you and I spoke originally.
Say it one more time.
So you told me that you heard the voice the same night you and I spoke originally.
Mhm.
I was not aware that it was visiting you sometime after we discussed this. But I guess I would like to sit there and think. I don't have any I have my normal religious text with me, and I know I checked once before on it. Given the amount of time that we've had here, how well could I have reflected on what might this be?
Go ahead and roll a history check. See if you can remember your studies from Jaru.
I also want to tell the staff members that no one no one really knew that it was a more than a one-time thing, me hearing those voices. So that if they should feel betrayed by anybody, it should just be me and not all the other crew members.
Yeah, you kind of gather from like this now kind of group meeting that people have kind of calmed down from their hot head. I mean, the way that Stu was kind of talking to the crew and everything, he didn't seem like upset at anybody. He's just trying to figure out how to get it fixed. You can kind of tell like that information, like right off the bat, probably threw them off because they had no idea that any of this was going on. And at this point, like I said, you guys have been traveling for weeks, so you've all become close whether you wanted to or not, right? You guys are all kind of friends, at least acquaintances by this point. So he doesn't want, to, feel betrayed or to, have to, lay down the law or anything. He just wants to figure out what they can do.
Do you want a history or religion check?
So I'm going for history because you're trying to remember. I get either one, whichever one's better for you.
Okay, well, I was just curious.
It's like you're trying to remember your studies from Jaru.
It's a 16 on the die, so it's either 18 for religion or 16 on history. And you can choose
so we'll go with
whichever
religion.
one you want.
Yeah, so we'll go with the better one. So in your studies back at Jaru, you do remember that there's only one true God, right? And that's, Soul, from your studies, right? Other people might disagree, but there's only one true protagonist God, if you will. But there's many gods that try to come up to usurp Soul. And a lot of those gods remain in the different realms of the 5 hells. And so there's different levels of hells, and each one has a different domain. And from everything that Vitra has told you, this sounds like it could possibly be God, where did it go? Sorry, I just had it up. Goodness. It could be Meztak Ghoul. Meztak spelled M-E-Z-T-A-K. So M-E-Z-T-A-K, and then Ghoul, G-U-U-L. And from your histories of knowing Meztak, he dabbles in fiendish chronomancy, which is the magic of time. And from what you've heard, it sounds like that might be what has grip of Vitra at the moment. Is him or someone or another, fiendish demon under his domain studying the same type of magics.
Okay. Brief reflection as I'm sitting there and I'm hearing them talk about how they were annoyed that this wasn't brought up and stuff like that. I'm just going to be like, Vitra was making a case about it being her fault. I'm just going to be like, it's not your fault, Vitra. Nothing is ever anybody's fault when darkness tries to show its face in lightness. It creeps up on us all slowly, but something has put their hands into you. There's not a lot that I know about certain deities, but as a basic lesson, they're all 5 hells, and each one of them has their own domain. You said that you're in a particular dimension where it seemed you were there for quite some time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not too familiar with chronomancy, but I know there was one particular fiend or devil that tried his hands in the elongation or short manner of time, which things can feel more than they actually are. And the name that comes to mind is Meztek Ghoul. He may not be the one doing this to you. You could be being played a fool by one of his lower minions, but it's certainly not something to scoff at or turn away from.
And I would assume by my religious knowledge, that's probably not something I can take care of right now. I wouldn't think.
So,
this kind of affliction, you would need to have some sort of high priest, or kind of non-jokingly some sort of exorcism type event to get this, to either get this beast out.
I can provide to you a temporary comfort in casting certain protection spells, but they are only temporary, as I've said. This may require the knowledge of far greater individuals than myself, some high clerics or somebody of that nature we can find. Fortunately, I think we're about to go to a place where those will be harder to find than most.
And that's to say if I even make it another 3 months.
Shade, if just me thinking artificer wise and hearing all this, could I take one of his protections, right? Like something holy or something of that, and enchant a ring with it or whatever piece of jewelry I have that I've created, and then she wears that. Would that make it a bit more stable? Or would that work? Or could I even do it? Should I roll? What do you want?
I mean, it would depend on what the enchantment's supposed to do. I mean, if it's something like detect good and evil, then sure, right? But if it's something like a restoration spell or something like that, then probably not, because that would require like some sort of divine help to make that happen, and a ring wouldn't be able to be a good like phylactery of like that kind of like a conduit. I would say it wouldn't be able to do that, but it could do different certain things. I mean, just depends on what the spell is.
Okay. What would you have in mind, Zinro?
But yeah, I mean, you can.
Well, can give you some basic protections. Call upon Soul's Light to watch over you, but it's only for a short period of time. Fortunately, it's only probably about 10 minutes, but it's definitely good enough in some cases of my past to protect those from an immediate danger. And I'll go ahead and give an example. I grab, you might have noticed occasionally a platinum coin on one side of my wrist, and I think I mentioned it once or twice, but it's got Luna's symbol on one side and Soul symbol on the other. And I hold up the coin in my fingers, because it's usually on our wristband, but on my fingers, and I cast protection from evil and good onto Vitra. And you see the light from the actual coin, from the moonlight. I guess it's nighttime, if it's nighttime, or if it's day, whatever. You see the middle of the night, so you actually see like almost like the moonlight is captured and then hits the coin and then turns it into daylight back at you, as you feel like a warmth over your body. And I protect it from good and evil, which is I think 10 minutes. And
So if it's just protection from good and evil, I could probably put that in a ring, couldn't I say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would. It would be like kind of like a wand type situation where you'll have certain charges that you can do. So depending on how long and what kind of materials you use, I'd say you'd be able to get like 1 charge or 3 charges, or 10 charges, depending on the level of effort you want to put into it.
Having Vitra described what happened, could it still be activated by thought, I guess? Or like, because I mean, that's the only thing she could do was think. She couldn't speak. She couldn't, or would it be more of a physically somatic,
I don't know.
or verbal?
I mean, let me see.
I mean, I can make a ring that if she can wear, that would help in that instance. But if she can't activate it, then kind of
Protection from good and evil requires all 3 components on my end. If that gives you any reference.
Yeah, but that would be if you're casting it as a spell. If we're creating some sort of like artificer
Jerry
relic
rig thing, yeah.
It's like a rune. I mean, you would essentially have like a ring filled with these different runes.
And it could it might even have to be charged by Zinro. Like it has to be stored, like more of like a spell storing thing that's thought activated. I don't know. I'll roll tinkering if you want me to.
So it's not a super high level spell, or it's a level 1 spell. However, getting that type of energy into a ring may be difficult. Might need to be something a bit larger, right? So I would say In this case, instead of it being like a ring that she would wear, it would have to be something like a full on like talisman or some sort of like maybe like a necklace that would have like a pretty decent amount of size. Because it would need to be, you would essentially have to like smelt down iron and infuse it with like holy water. You would have to essentially dip like the iron to cool it in like holy water to be able to, I'd say, to make that sort of. So I don't know how much you'd be able to do with that on a ship. You might have to find Doc before you can make something like that.
And if we find Doc, hopefully we'll be able to, I mean, maybe we can find one of these high priests or somebody to help if we dock before, we land where we're supposed to be.
You guys
Where are we at
really
right
close
now
to
in terms of
Jorvik.
map? Yeah, I was about to say, are we
You guys are
close?
right next to Jorvik. You guys are passing through around the peninsula of Jorvik at the 3-week mark.
So for the
you could stop there if you'd like.
So to address this issue, first and foremost, I understand the crew has reservations that is not a part of the Misfits. And the best we can address those on a boat with our magical means as of right now would to be put Zinro and Vitra in a room together to bunk. As
just
more well equipped.
Yeah, to bunk.
Zinro is more well equipped than most of us here.
Take that, you devil!
And he's probably a bit more attuned and might, I don't know, wake up at the presence of this ghoul. That's what I'm going to call it because that's all I remember. So Stu, Thomas, other crewmen, that's the best I can come up with for now until we can dock. We can stop at Jorvik. We can resupply a little bit. Maybe they've got some good mead. Who knows? I'll treat y'all to a case of mead. And we could stop and see if we can address this. If we can get to a forge, I may create a bit more of a stable situation.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are only about 3 to 4 days away from getting to Jorvik to actually reporting there. So you'd be able to do that pretty easily if you want to change course.
So all for heading to Jorvik for a little stop. Say aye.
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 You see Bradbury kind of lean over and talk with Amelia and Derek, kind of like off to the side. He leans up back to everybody. I mean, I don't really know if we can afford to take a week or two off course. I mean, are you doing okay? Do you feel like you're in danger, or does it just feel like it is a pester? I mean, I want you to get taken care of course, but Jorvik is not the most friendly of places to be stopping. And if we have to take a week or two off course, I don't know if we have the time or the leisure to be able to do so. If you're still okay. Maybe once it gets to a point where you don't feel like you can continue, then we stop. But right now you seem fine. Maybe I don't know enough about this devil and religious, stuff, right? But it just seems like maybe we're overreacting at the moment.
I'm gonna turn to Bradbury and say it's the problem with curses is you don't want to wait until it's bad because the effects of that could be devastating. You want to take care of it before it's bad.
Where are we going again, Shade? Are we going to the caves, or are we going all the way to Athos Beach?
Athos Beach.
Athos Beach. Well, so here's the issue, Lady Sage. This is the issue that Derek and Amelia and I seem to have with this situation is we hired you guys with payment with the intent to get to Athos Beach as urgently as possible. And if young Vitra here knew that she was compromised, potentially or not, before we left, and I mean, I would have loved to have that conversation before you got on a boat with us. Maybe we could have left you in Illyria to get healed. I mean, it just seems like maybe that there was some bad decisions that now we all have to pay the price for.
I think it's a little late for that, bud. I've already apologized. So, I mean, we can.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
I'm not gonna stay.
There
in
is a
Georgia.
solution here that there's a solution here that nobody is addressing because it's barbaric, but I think it needs to be addressed. If you feel like you're a danger to us,
Well,
then I think
if
there's a
we're talking-
nice, beautiful resting place right off the side of the ship.
If we're talking right now in this
Can you see
moment, I
Amelia
think-
and Derek kind of look?
Oh.
They look at each other and they're like,
All right,
We told you.
before this goes too far, everyone needs to take a step back and understand that no one is being tossed off my ship until I say so.
with
Unless someone is
respect,
a present danger.
I can. With respect, and you see this flare in Bradbury's eyes that you haven't seen yet, and his like eyeballs kind of illuminate with like lightning as he looks at you and he says, "With respect, I'm only allowing you to call the shots here, bud. This is my journey. I'm just using your ship. So if we're gonna have to take a
Why don't
2-week
you stay in
detour,
Jorvik
we need
and
to
get
make
your
sure
own
that's an
fucking
absolute."
ship? Why don't you stay in Jorvik and get your own?
I
fucking
did get
ship?
my own ship.
Get a different fucking ship.
Why don't I just kill you here?
Fucking
I could just
try
kill you
it.
here, and then we don't have to worry about it.
Try it.
I'm gonna
You
step
wanna
up
roll
next to
initiative?
Vitra and I'm gonna step up next to Vitra and say that does not have to be the solution. We're all talking potentials here. We likely will not have to stay in Jorik much longer than a day or two if we can get this taken care of. This is not going to be 2 weeks. We will get it taken care of.
It's going
and
to
we
take
will
us
be on
about
our
5
way.
days to get there. It's
5
going to
days
take us
is not
about
even a
5 days
week.
to get off our course there.
5 days is not even a week. You're telling us
And
that you don't
then
want
a
to be
couple
week
days
off
there,
course,
and then 5 days back on course.
then it's
I
taken
don't
care
know.
of. What? What'd you say?
I'm saying it's 5 days off a course. It's going to take at least a few days to perform this, even if they can. We don't even know if they can. It's a potential detour for them to not even be able to help us. They're a barbaric. They're a Viking tribe. They don't know how to get rid of exorcists. They don't even believe in these gods.
We don't know yet.
I don't think they'd be
But
able to help us. I've
killing
never been to
someone on our
Jorvik. I
crew-
can't tell you.
Well, then I guess we're all going to find out together.
I'll step up and go, well, he does have a point. Soul and other priests are not really part of Jorvik's normal community. If it does put anybody else here at ease, fiends enjoy taking their time, in my experience, with changing certain aspects of their personality. Vitra, it may be a scary thought, but this could be a long con kind of job. You're dealing with an intelligence being, in all fairness, Sage, not a curse. Curses, I would say, have their way of being fixed, but something with intelligence coming after you, well, they'll play a game that they intend to win, but with much time.
Jade, how far away from Athos Beach are we? For about 4 months?
Oh, yeah. From Athos, about 4 months.
Is there any other cities on the way there?
About 16 weeks.
Is there any?
Not
Okay,
really.
that's not what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah, you guys were pretty much this is the longest voyage that you can essentially take out of Illyria, unless you're going all the way across like the Western Ocean, which isn't even on the map, but there is another continent on Western Ocean called Rectan, but that's like way over like to the east or to the west. But that would be the only real port out of Illyria, is all the way down to the southern coast or across the ocean. Either way, it's always a long journey without expected stops. But Bradbury is going to kind of nod along with Zinro, and you see like the lightning in his eyes kind of fade back to his black pupil. He's going to say, "Listen, this isn't some sort of mutiny, right? I don't want to take your life, Vitra. Okay, I'm just saying that in this particular situation, I don't know if going off course by 2 weeks is necessary. I'm not saying we need to toss you overboard. I'm just saying I don't know if it's necessary, because I don't think they'll be able to help you anyway, and it would just cause us to be 2 weeks behind schedule on an already long journey. So if you feel like like it's too much and you feel like it's taken over your body, then yes, absolutely. But from what I've been hearing, because this is the first instance in weeks that you were even approached by this being, and all he did was talk to you. I think Zenro has a point. I think this devil man, he's just playing with you. I think he just likes the idea of you being in torment. And as much as it does suck to say, if that's the worst of it, then I think we're going to be okay for a bit, at least until we get to Athos. Those folks down there, they know their way around magics. They know their way around healing, especially across the way. I mean, they know what they're doing. I don't think Jorvik tribes know what they're doing when it comes to healing.
Do you think that we'd have
So
a chance
I
to
apologize for getting a little.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So you think that there'd be some sort of chance of someone knowing about healing my type of condition down in Athos?
If not in Athos, right across the bay at Fjordstown or Polyphrides Beach, but definitely not at Jorvik. These guys are savages. I'm telling you. At least from what I've heard. Again, I haven't been there, but I'm pretty well versed, and they love to fight and they love to drink. Healing is, if you got a broken arm in Jorvik, you might as well put yourself down. All right, no one's gonna fix you.
Well, I'm sorry for getting heated as well and losing my cool. I want to make sure that other people on the ship are comfortable. You know, I will be 100% open and honest with any changes that happen. If I feel anything different, if I experience anything different, so that everyone's aware, there's no, kind of keeping things under wraps anymore. So if it does get worse or if it does escalate, we can make a new plan. How does everyone feel about that?
Okay.
I am fine with that.
I need Freyr and Rain are gone. I need Kree to roll a perception check for me, and I'll roll one for Stu. It's the first one. Got a 7. It's not great.
Nat 20.
Oh.
So Kree, as everyone's talking and, kind of the spirits are rising back within the crew, feels like everyone's kind of okay with each other again. Even though it's dark, and I wish I would have thought of this before asking you to make the check because you don't have dark vision, but you do have exceptional hearing. So you can hear the tolling bell and not the bell. Sorry, you can hear the wind sails flapping nearby. You look out and pull open your binoculars, or I bet it's one of those that go, and you're looking out, and you see the Jolly Roger skull of a pirate ship approaching. I need Silex to roll initiative for the ship. You guys are under pirate attack.
Do I add anything to it?
So I sent you the stat block earlier.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, so so I mean it would just be based off of your dexterity. Yeah, it would be a minus 2.
So 14.
So you rolled a 14?
I rolled the 16
Okay.
minus 2 is 14.
So as this pirate ship starts to approach, you see, as it gets closer, now it's only about 50, about 200 feet away, which puts it in range of its cannons. And you see it start to turn to port. And as it turns sideways, you all kind of notice that the slots, and at this point, as Zenro pointed out, the moon is at its brightest point. So it is actually surprisingly easy to see out right now because the moonlight reflecting off of the water. So even if you don't have night vision, like Silex or I think Vitra are the only two that don't have night vision between everybody, and Kree. Even if you don't, it's still not low vision because you can see off the reflection of the light. and you see the ship. It's a little bit smaller than yours, but it seems very well equipped with artillery. It turns and you see the cannon holes slide open from each spot, and you see a large iron cannon stick its way out, and you hear and you hear and the impact. Well, let's see if they hit. Oh yeah. So the first one. So there's 3 cannon shots, and they're all going for the hull of the ship. The first one is a 17. Second one's a 4, and the third one's a 17 again. So 2 of the 3 are going to hit, and as they hit, what do I got to hit here? Okay, perfect. So a 10, 7.
I like how
So
you
that
can't do the
is
music, so you just do your own.
Well, yeah, because apparently there's an echo if I do music. I had a whole fucking playlist for music for tonight, and apparently there's an echo whenever I turn on the music, so it's kind of a bummer. I know. Trust me, I was bummed. It took like 15 minutes to find like the perfect music for a pirate attack, and then for your moment where the demon was going to come and talk to you, I had like this perfect like creepy music for it, and it's all gone. Okay, so we have the 2 of the 3 hit. The first hit is going to be for 19 points of damage. The second hit is going to be for 13 points of damage to the hull of the ship. In your hull, if you see on that sheet that I gave you, Adam, the hull of the ship is going to have 300 hit points with an armor class of 15. Right, so I'll tell you what I'm aiming for whenever I fire with the cannons. Okay, so that is going to be 19 and 13 taken off the hull. So the whole crew standing atop the ship, your sails are rolled up because you guys have just been sleeping. All right, so you guys are just hanging out on top of the ship, having this team meeting, and you hear the just the 2. The third one missed, but the first 2 crashed into the side of the ship, and the whole you see the shards of wood and metal and iron flashing around, and you hear cheering from across the way as the pirates are like as they hit you. Adam, Silex, what are you commanding your crew to do?
Well, I'm just gonna say battle stations. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Man the cannons, ballistas. Oh, we don't have a ballista, do we? We have the. I don't even know what that is. What is a Mongo bell?
You do. Ignore that. Just that's going to be your cannon. It's like a trebuchet or like a catapult.
Okay.
That's just going to be your cannon. You use the same stats for it, but for the cannon. So you have your ballista, and then you have your cannon.
Okay, so man the cannons. Let's see who was. I know Sage was a powder monkey. I don't know who was actually the person who fires the cannon.
Oh.
I was a gunner.
I'm also
Yeah, I think it was me and Freya.
So we have
The two
perfect.
are Freyr and Arathian.
Okay, so man the cannons.
Perfect. So we have.
So they're closer than change to ballista.
Who's loading?
Powder monkey would be Sage and Freyr.
Yeah.
And Rain, I believe.
Perfect.
Sage and Rain are powder monkeys.
Okay.
Rain Freya's a gunner.
Perfect. So first thing I need you guys to do, I need Sage and Rain to both roll dexterity checks or sleight of hand checks.
Just a quick question: how close was the boat?
About 200 feet.
14.
Okay.
Shane, are the sails up or down?
Rain got
so
8.
you guys were kind of at the night, so they were rolled up. But you can command your crew to get them down. It would just take half an action to do so. So you can still use your movement action to like turn to port if you want to shoot.
So I'm gonna have Cree do it because she
You rolled an
5.
8, Rain?
Yes, I rolled an 8.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. So you guys have 3 cannons on each side. So you have a port and a starboard side. And so you guys are essentially shooting off the starboard side. However, Sage, was very nimble with her hands and was able to load 2 of the 3 cannons. Rain, since she rolled a little bit lower, fumbled the cannonball and wasn't able to get the third one loaded. So I need both Arathian and Freyr to roll to hit. And let me know what you guys want to aim at. Do you want to aim at the ship's hull? Do you want to aim at its sails or at the control deck?
I would say I would aim at the sails.
Or you can aim for the cannons if you guys want to get specific.
I would say sails. Slow them down.
Okay.
I'll aim for the cannon to try to knock
Perfect.
that out.
And then, are there any modifiers that we
Perfect.
add to the hit, or are we just doing straight D20?
Yes. Yes.
For
Yeah, so
the
you
cannon is
guys-
+5
you
to
guys-
hit.
Yep.
Okay, so I rolled a 20.
5d10 Trey.
I'll deal with the echo. Yeah, so you'll roll a 5d2.
Okay. 22.
Perfect. Okay, so 22 points of damage, and you were aiming for the sail, right?
Sails. Yep.
Sail. Okay.
And I'm giving a job to Kree. She's gonna fly up and get the sails down.
Perfect. Okay. And Freyr, what was your attack?
I'm gonna attack the cannons, and I'm gonna use one of my numbers that I get each day, and I'm gonna use the 16.
Nice. Okay, that'll hit. So it adds it up to 21, and that hits. So go ahead and roll damage. That'll be 5d10.
5d10.
Mm-hmm.
$31 points of damage.
Ooh, nice. Perfect. Okay, so you can see that one of the cannons on the other side gets smashed in. You like hit the cannon, like the cannonball goes directly into it, and it like blows up, and you see like some gunpowder ignite on the other end, and you see like this domino effect of explosions, and you see. And like a piece of the ship explodes, and you actually see like additional like shards of wood blow up, and in the night skyline behind it, the explosion of that fire really catches your eye, and you can see like brightly from across. You see about 20 different crewmen of the pirate ship.
Nice.
So I don't know how this is going, but I do. How far away is the other ship?
200 feet.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. All right. Can I man a ballista myself?
Bless you.
You would need to have someone controlling the ship, someone driving, like at the actual control deck. So you would just need to make sure that Captain Thompson takes over the helm for the actual steering of the ship. Or you can command somebody else to go. You can get Bradbury or Amelia or Derek.
I'll tell Amelia and Bradbury to man a ballista. And then I'll tell Kree after she's done with the third sail to get on the third cannon. And then Zinro,
Perfect.
You're on healing duty. Should anyone be hurt?
I'm just watching the show, baby.
You're doing good. You're doing fantastic.
So as Kree flies up and flaps his wings up and gets all the way up and he drops the sails, you instantly feel like the wind catch and you feel the whole boat go and everybody kind of like stumbles for a bit. But now you have full control of the steering of the ship. So you can actually, technically that would have happened before you guys shot your cannons because you would have had to turn it starboard way, but that's fine. But yeah, so that's your whole turn for the ship. Now the pirates are up. They're going to shoot. Now they only have 2 cannons, so they're going to shoot with both their cannons. First one is a 9, so that's going to miss. They're trying to hit the your cannon as well. It's a 8 plus 5. That's a 13. Does that hit the cannon? Nope. It's a 15 armor class. So they shoot both of theirs, and you can tell that explosion to the ship kind of rocked them all. And you hear the of the cannonball flying through the air, and it flies right over the hull of the ship, and it goes like whistling by you guys. You're like, oh shit, because it's pitch black. You don't see the cannonball coming until it like hits. So it just flies right by you, the first one. The second one, you see a splash in the water as it hits just below the hull of the ship, and a small like cannonball size splash happens, and it kind of sprays up onto the deck of the ship. It's y'all's action. What do you do, Captain?
So the cannons, do the cannons take an action to be reloaded?
Yes. Every time they have to roll a sleight of hand check to reload it, see if they can shoot on that action.
So let's have the cannons be reloaded from the powder monkeys, and try and get all 3 done. Kree man the third cannon, and then have the ballistas fire.
Okay. All right,
we need
so
to roll
Sage
another?
and Rain.
Yeah.
Dexterity check.
While they do that, I want to roll up to one of the ballistas and cast guidance on whoever's shooting one of them.
Okay. Perfect. So Rain rolled a 17. What about
19.
you, Sage? Nice. Okay, yeah. So you guys get all 3 cannons loaded. So the sisters are like working in tandem. They're like grabbing the cannon and throwing it, and then like the other one's catching it, stuffing it in. You get all 3 cannons loaded perfectly. Arathian, Freyr, and then I'm gonna have Gummin picked up on the Kree. Oh, Kree went down. Yeah, so Kree will go down on the third ballista, or the third cannon, and fire. So we'll have which one were you casting guidance on, Zero?
Well, you said something about ballista on the top, right?
Yeah.
How about this? To make it easier, as
cannons.
Kree comes down to go down below, I like smack the back of Kree, and I'm like, good luck down there, and I cast guidance on him as he's running down the thing. Get it for 1 minute.
That's a D4?
Yeah, it's a D4 to any ability check after rolling if you want to.
Now, do I have to use it right now?
You get it for a minute.
Oh, okay. So 19.
So
Well, you wouldn't have any ability checks here. This would just be an attack roll.
Well, I thought that.
Does it help with attack rolls too?
Oh, you know what?
Because right here you're making a ranged weapon attack.
I was thinking of bless. Okay, let's say I said bless instead. Sorry, bless.
Okay, cool. What is that? A D8?
It's a D4. That's the attack roll and saving throws.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you cast bless on Kree. So Freyr, what did you roll to hit?
18.
What? Sorry, 18. Okay, yeah, you hit. Orathian.
So I nat
Sailor
20.
under the moon. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. And then Kree?
she rolled the 27 with the bless.
Jesus. All right. Perfect. Okay, cool. So I think this is the first time someone nat 20'd so far, right? During an attack?
Yeah.
I don't think it's happened yet. So the way that I'd like to do natural 20s and for this campaign is I want to really reward it. So anytime you roll a natural 20, it's going to automatically max damage the die and double it. So if you have, in this case, 5d10 would be 50 points of damage doubled. So it'll ignore your modifier. So if you have like +5, ignores that. It just goes max dice roll double. Does that make sense?
So 100 points of damage.
Is this just for the ship, or is this just all natural 20?
All natural. That's how I want to do natural 20s for this campaign.
Okay.
Because anytime you roll a natural
what I meant.
20, it'll max out. It'll max out the dice roll and double it. I want to like really emphasize that max 20s are like badass. So yeah, you. What are you aiming at, by the way?
Sail still.
The sails? Oh, nice. So you kind of like situate the cannon. You saw where the first one landed and you hit. But now you know kind of where you need to adjust to really, really get it in there. And you As soon as it's loaded, you fire and you strike the match, and the cannon shoots forward. And as the cannonball impacts the sail, the entire the mainsail of the ship gets busted in two. And as it falls down, the actual mast of the ship falls down and does, let's say 3d10 here. 8, 10, 2. So it does 20 points of damage to the hull. And we'll say that actually takes out 2 of the crewmen as well as it falls down. So now there's only 18 of them and 20 from the hull. And it completely takes out the mainsail of the ship. So now it can't propel itself without rowing.
So at this point,
okay. So the other 2 that hit. Yeah.
Kree rolled a 27 for hit and then rolled 28 points of damage for a cannon.
What was Kree aiming at?
A cannon.
Oh, with the cannon? Okay. Okay, so we'll say you aim at the same cannon that was hit that one was destroyed. So you aim at a second cannon, so that destroys it, and there's only one cannon left on their side. What were you going to say, Arathian?
So at this point, they can't move, right? Like, they can't.
They can still move, but they can't propel themselves like super quickly.
Right.
Yeah,
so
it's like half speed, and they pretty much have to row.
So at this point, like, they need this ship to continue on. Like, is that what we would assume?
Yep.
All right.
I mean, yeah.
I don't trust what Trey.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put it in a bubble here.
But telling me if they don't have this ship, they're all going to die, right?
Rathian better fucking stay on the ship this time.
I know he's gonna go fucking punch the bottom of the hole.
Look, Arathian can't swim. All right, he's probably never been near water.
Jesus.
Oh man, if only we had a ring.
That's the flotation devices. That's what we're here for.
How many? Can I
that's
see how
funny.
many people are like on top of the deck? Like, have we been like these cannons been eliminating their people as well, or has it just been the structure? Of the ship?
Yeah. So it depends on what you guys were aiming at. So the first 2 shots that hit the cannons destroyed 2 cannons. Arathian shot to the sail, busted the sail and dropped and took out 2 of them. So now you can tell from that original explosion, you saw that there was about 20 crew, like 20 crewmen up there. Now there's only about 18.
We haven't done my shot yet.
No, not yet. Yeah, so we'll go ahead. And I know yours hits as well, Freyr. So what was your damage? The 5d10?
Uh, 28.
28. What are you aiming at?
Last cannon.
The last cannon? Okay. So yeah, you destroy that final cannon. So now they don't have any cannons that are aimed at you that you can see, and their sail is busted. But it is their turn. So they are going to
do Amelia and Redberry get to go on the 2 top cannons?
Ballista?
The ballista?
There's no 2 top cannons. There's no ballista on this one. That's just I just pulled the stat block from something online. There's only the 3 cannons.
Okay.
Let me show you.
Is the pirate ship looking a little worse for wear at this point?
Theirs is. Their sail's busted. Their hull's a little bit hurt, and then they don't have any cannons on this side. So yeah, it's looking a little.
Let's clear their deck and see what we can get from them.
Okay.
I mean, they're 200 feet and
Sounds
falling
good.
back, so.
That is true. Yeah, so it is their turn. Let me do this. So this is... I don't want to do the whole thing. So this is the kind of the look of y'all's ship right now. So you have the 3 cannons on each side, and then you have the mainsail and the 3 sails, and the control deck would be back here. And this is the top deck. This is the middle, like the lower deck. And so as of right now, they're like, you guys are kind of like kind of all over the place. We got people down there. Arathians or Silex is up here, down there. Arathian's on a cannon. Zinro's just hanging out. Kree's on a cannon. Vitra, what are you doing? You're the navigator. What are you doing?
To be perfectly honest, I don't know my role in this situation.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's really not a ton for you to do here. You're more for like once they start to board is where you start to kind of fight. But at the moment, it's kind of all up to the cannons.
Did you
unless
make
you have
those
anything that you
pictures?
can cast. Yeah.
No,
Those are all your little
of our
characters from.
people.
Yeah, these are the
cool.
ones from Hero Forge that I did for everybody. It's Arathian.
Wait, I want to see mine. Can you make me bigger? Dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Hello,
I want to see
Vitra.
Freyr.
Freyr's up here. Where's Freyr at? Oh, is this Freyr? Yeah, that's Freyr. This was back when he had his robes. Like when he had his robes, and is he still wearing that that little crown? what I call it, a tiara? Is he still wearing that?
Yeah, I can't hear you right
I would
now.
assume so. Kree, looking awesome. Yeah. So, oh, and here's Silex. Fucking. He looks like Jason Momoa's character in this.
100%.
Don't judge. Don't judge.
This is Zinro. Yep. Cool. So at the moment, you guys are kind of in this situation, shooting cannonballs and all kinds of shit at them. But it is their turn. So they are going to use their entire movement to turn their ship about, to expose 3 new cannons. Just like yours, they had similar type of cannon set up. So they're going to expose 3 new cannons, and that's their entire movement, and they're going to take their shots. Ooh, they rolled a natural 20. So they are going to, for their first one, do 7, 15, 23, 26. So their first shot is going to do 36 points of damage to the sail. And I believe your sail has 100 points of hit points.
Yeah.
So that'll take it down by a little bit. Their natural 20 is going to do 100 points of damage, just like you guys did. And they're going to, we'll say they aim that at one of your cannons, and that's going to destroy one of the cannons. And let's see which one it is. Number 1. So that'll be this one here with Arathian. So Arathian, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. See if you can get out of the way.
Sorry, I still had it on the 5D, so let me re-roll that. 12.
12. Yeah, so you it's kind of dark out. I mean, it's still like moonlit, but it's dark. So the cannonball comes screaming in, and you hear the impact, and immediately following, you feel the pain of shrapnel and wood, and the explosion of the gunpowder beside you. Oh, and also, who is that? Sage. Sage, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw as well, since you're loading his cannon.
$11.
Okay. So you're also going to take the damage, and it'll be 11 points of, I guess, bludgeoning damage as you're blown back and kind of like knocked over to the side. You're not knocked prone. You guys were, you didn't roll under 10, so you guys are still able to stand up, but it definitely fucking hurts. That was their second shot. Their third one is going to aim for the sail, y'all sail. Well, they roll like shit. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, they rolled 14 with 5d10. So 14 points of damage towards the main sail. So took it down a little bit, but not a ton. And now it is you guys' turn again. And at this point, as they turned, so as the way they had to turn their ship, it's not like they could just go. So it had to like kind of go up and about. And so that movement of that ship turning brought them in closer by about 100 feet. So now they're only about 100 feet away. So Zinro and Vitra, if you have anything that can like range 100 feet, you can try to volley or shoot or any spells or anything now that they're a little bit closer.
So how much movement speed do we have? Do we still have full movement speed?
You would, yeah. Yeah, you would.
Okay. So I want
if you
to do
choose
the
to
same
use your
action.
full movement speed, yeah.
Yeah. What?
No. I was gonna say you can choose to use your full movement speed, and you can pretty much get wherever you want, really, with the ship.
Okay, I want to do the full movement speed and get within probably about 40 feet, 50 feet of them. So like turn to the other side where we already destroyed the cannons, and then be within 50 feet of their side. And is Arathian still awake, or is he unconscious?
No, they're not unconscious. Yeah, they were just hit. Yeah.
I'm gonna yell to Arathian, use shatter, please, on the crew, on their deck, and then Kree.
I'm on the second. I'm on the down floor, right?
I just want you to shatter the top of the thing. So I mean, look out the window and look up.
Of your ship?
No, of their ship, where all the crew members are.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness.
And then I want Kree and Freyr to fire at top of the deck. And then anyone who else who can volley from 50 feet away, which is most people, to do so.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now you're only 50 feet away? You like moved closer?
I wanted to go to the other side where we already destroyed their cannon, so we're now on that side. And then for shatter and people to attack from that side.
Oh, you're gonna like go around them. Okay, I see what you mean.
So do what they did to get closer and on
Okay, yeah. So we'll have you'll be able to do that, no problem. By doing it that way, you'll still only have 2 cannons though.
That's fine, because that's where the shatter comes in. That's the third
cannon. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. So you make your way around. I need Rain and Sage to roll sleight of hand checks again. See if you guys can get the 2 cannons loaded.
Nat 20.
Mine.
All right, nice.
Mine was not an at 20. I got a 13.
That's okay. Rain is fast enough that she was able to load her cannon, and then she sees that you were struggling, and she was able to get over there and help you load your cannon without any pause or issue. So I need Kree and Freyr to roll attack rolls and tell me where you're aiming.
Where can I hit them?
You can hit them in their sail is gone. You can hit them in their control deck, or from this angle, you guys already killed the cannons. So the control deck or the hull.
Oh, for the control deck.
Okay.
And I had.
Go ahead and roll. What did you roll to hit?
19.
Yeah, but what'd you roll to hit? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fun. And then you rolled 28 points of damage. Nice. So you like crack the control deck, and it seems quite a bit hurt. It's not quite destroyed, but it's definitely hurt. Kree, what are you doing? Or where are you aiming?
The control deck for 18.
Nice. 18. 18 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
You got your foot.
What was the damage on that?
24 points of damage to the control deck.
Nice. So as you guys hit both cannons almost simultaneously, blow into the control deck, and it is the first cannon cracks into it and splinters some of the wood. The second cannonball completely blows it out, and it's destroyed. Next would be Arathian. What are you planning to do here?
So I really don't think that I can get up to the top with the splintered or shrapnel that I'm assuming I have in my leg. So over dramatically, I would like to crawl over to the window where my cannon hole is now.
Over dramatically, yeah, like zombie crawl.
I don't know if I can make it, and to just make my way. And I'll. I can't. I guess I can't really see the deck from down here.
Yeah.
But do I see into the room of the other cannon area?
Yeah, you guys are only about 50 feet away now. So yeah, you'd be able to see into the
All
room.
right, so I'm gonna aim in between two of the cannons because I'm guessing like the squares are 5 feet, or are they 10 feet?
Yeah, 5 feet.
So I'm gonna try to take out two cannons with the shatter, and whatever happens with the gunners happens with the gunners. I'm gonna still try to aim high so I don't sink the fucking thing, but whatever happens, happens.
Okay. So you cast Shatter. You don't have to roll anything to attack, right? It's just like saving throws.
Yeah, it's saving throws. But inanimate
Constitution
objects just take the damage straight. So.
Yeah, but there's crew in there. Hold on.
Oh yeah. I mean, who's worried about them though? I mean, they're gonna die either way.
That's what I wanted. I just wanted those crewmen gone.
Okay. I just kind of did like a group roll. So they all failed their Constitution save. So go ahead and roll damage for me.
Oh, let me remember. Is it 5d8 for shatter? I should have this memorized.
I just had it pulled up. 1 second.
3d8. And
it is 3d8.
Yeah. 18 damage.
18 damage. So yeah, you crack into a lot of them, and you can hear the searing pain, and like the yells and the screams are like, ah, and you hear like, it almost sounds like people are on fire the way that they're yelling, because frankly, you just casted Shatter, and lots of gunpowder, shards of wood, and things just like blew in all directions, piercing into a lot of their bodies, causing an immense amount of pain. But that is y'all's turn. Anything else you guys want to do on your collective initiative?
I would like
Zinro or Vitra want to do
dramatically lay down tired after performing my stunt.
I don't have anything that would really make a difference.
So tired. Okay.
Hand
no
on
problem.
forehead.
No problem. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I imagine. Okay, sweet. So it is the pirates' turn. So they are now within 50 feet of you. You guys, everyone who's on top, so Silex, Zinro, and Vitra, you all see, now that you're a little bit closer, you see a few of their pirate folks that are currently climbing up the other sail post that didn't have like the main mast, and you see that they have crossbows in their hand. They get up to the top, and there's 3 of them that are climbing, and they shoot their crossbow, and all three of their crossbow bolts fire, and they go and they stick into the sails above your ship, and each crossbow bolt had a rope attached to it. And you guys see with their sword in hand, as they hold on with one rope, they swing across, and these 3 pirates all at one time swing across to the ship and land in front of you, on top of the deck. Hey, stop it. They land up on the top of the deck with you guys. And While that's happening, they're also going to. Oh, they can't shoot any cannons because you guys destroyed all that. So the people down low are going to run up to the top, and you're going to see a volley of 10 different arrows. And I'm just going to kind of roll as a kind of a group to see who hits. 18, 11. So that would be a total of like 40. Zinro, what is your AC?
Oh, that's the question, sir. Are we wearing armor or are we not wearing armor? That's what I thought.
Nope. You guys all rolled out of bed.
It is an 11.
Okay. So you guys see these swinging across pirates with their swords in hand, yelling as they go. And as you look up to watch them, you also see this volley of arrows that are lit on fire that come and drop down on top of you. And all three of you, Vitra, Zinro, and Silex, you take 12 points of piercing damage.
Was the attack to hit? Because I have my armor on. My armor doesn't come off.
It was a volley, so it was a collective roll. And since he had 11, so essentially they rolled 44 as a total attack. And I was going to say if your armor class was over 30, then it was going to miss. But his 11 kind of brought that down quite a bit.
Mine's 16 right now, though. I mean, I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, like I said, they rolled over 40. So I mean, it would have had to been for the three of you. It would have had to been really good. But it's okay. So you guys took 12 points of piercing damage and then an additional 1 point of fire damage. And now there's 3 guys over here. They all just look the same. I just picked some dudes and they're going to be up there with you. Now, they took their shots. They swung across. Now it's you guys' turn. So now you're close enough that you can still take other cannonball shots, or you can go up top. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and have everyone roll individual initiative, though, just to make sure we kind of work in order. So everybody go ahead and roll.
16.
Nice. Who rolled? Let's do it this way. Who rolled over 20? Okay, what'd you roll? What'd you roll, Rain?
21.
I can't. Can you say it? Sorry, it's 21. Okay. Okay. Who rolled 15 to 20? I know Sage rolled a 17. Who rolled over a 17?
16.
16. Anybody else rolled 15 to 20?
Got a 15.
15. Okay. All right. Who rolled between 10 and 15? Besides you, Vitra. Nobody. Oh, geez. Okay. 5 to 10.
7 for Silex.
Okay. Arathian?
8.
Jeez. Okay. Freyr, what did you roll?
4.
Zinro?
3.
And Kree.
4.
All right. So Freyr and Kree, go ahead and re-roll for me.
14.
8.
Okay.
Kree
so
got 14.
Kree will go first. Yeah, I heard you. So Kree goes first, and then Freyr, and then Zinro.
Good roll,
Jeez.
team.
Okay, cool. Yeah, off to a great start. If it helps, they're all just going to roll. All the pirates are going to roll on the same initiative, so it makes it kind of easy.
That way they can
It's
all
just like
hurt you
18
at
of
the
them.
same time.
No, they'll hurt different people, but they're all just going to make their
Did the
attacks.
shatter not take out any of them?
It did. You just don't know how many because it was on the other ship. Cool. So it is now your guys' turn. So we'll start with Rain, and then Sage, you're up next.
So, are we staying with the guns, or are we kind of doing our own thing?
Do your own thing. I mean, you're still there at the guns, and the guns are still doing damage. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, do you think that you could do more than 5d10 damage on a single shot? Nailed it. Do you want to stay down low? Do you want to go up top? I mean, what do you want to do? Sage, you're going to be up next to start thinking about what you want to do as well. All right, what's going on?
Okay, so I can do ice knife. So it allows me, it's 60 feet, so I don't know how far away these pirates are from where I'm at. I guess that's about top right, so I can't throw the knife when I'm underneath.
Yeah, you probably want to go up top because essentially the only like visible spots in the lower deck is where the cannons are currently slotted through. So you can't really see across over there.
So I'll go up top, and I will fling ice knife at one of the pirates.
So as you get up top, you now see that there's 3 pirates on your ship that you didn't know were here. There's one standing in front of Silex, one in front of Zenro, and one in front of Kree. Not Kree, Vitra.
Okay.
Kree's like, what? I'm in danger.
So let me see if I hit.
Well, I mentioned that to you because I was asking if you still wanted to throw your knife across to the other ship or at one of the ones that are on your ship. Because you didn't know they were there until you got up top.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so I'll throw the ice knife at one of the pirates on our ship.
Okay, which one?
Uh,
We got this guy here, this guy here, this guy here.
The one in front of Vitra.
Him?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Roll to attack. I believe Ice Knife is a ranged spell attack, right?
It's a... Yeah, so I use my spell attack, so... 17... 22?
Oh, yeah. That hit. Yeah, that hits big time.
Okay. 1d10. I got a 6 for piercing damage.
Okay. So, yeah. So when that hits, he takes 6 points of damage, and then the shard explodes. So then the target that you shot at and each creature within 5 feet must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 damage. So that'll be Vitra and the pirate. So, Vitra, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me. The pirate rolled an 8, so he's going to fail.
25.
Oh, yeah, she's good. So Vitra takes 0 damage, and then the pirate's going to take 2d6. Perfect. So that pirate who got over took was 4 damage, and how much was it at first? The first roll was 6. Okay, that's what I thought. So he's still up, but he got slashed up and then exploded. So he's kind of pissed off. I'm gonna turn him sideways because he's hurt. Okay, and Sage, you're up. Vitra, you're on deck.
So because I would imagine I don't know yet that there are people up there, I'm going to keep shooting the cannon, or I'm going to keep helping shoot the cannon.
Right. So go ahead and roll dexterity to load the or a sleight of hand to load the cannons.
That's gonna be a 16.
Yeah, so you're able to load both cannons, no problem. Doesn't slow them down. Is there anything else you want to do now that we have like individual initiative? Is there anything else you want to do after you load the cannons that'll act as your movement?
Yeah, I mean, so since
Or sorry, no,
Rain
that'll act as your
left,
action, so you can still move if you want to.
Okay, I mean, I guess I don't know. Can I help shoot the cannons, or is everybody still shooting? I guess we don't know yet.
I mean, everyone's still there shooting cannons. So Kree hasn't moved, and neither has Freyr. They're both there shooting cannons. So there's only 2 cannons to shoot. So you're still
Okay.
doing your job of loading it, so that they
Yeah.
have a cannon to shoot. But
Hmm.
if that's your action, I mean, that's your job as powder monkey. So you're doing good.
Yeah, that's all I've got then.
Cool. All right. So you load those, no problem. Vitra, you're up next.
I'm going to attack the one that was in front of me. I'm gonna do
Makes sense.
yeah. I'm gonna just do an unarmed attack on him. Oh my god.
Okay.
A 16 to hit.
Okay. Oh my God, Isla, stop.
What does she do? What is she doing?
She's trying to like dig her way underneath the desk.
It's
She's
five.
just
It's 5.
drilling with her nose.
Yeah, it's 5:40, so that's close to her time.
I know. Okay, sorry, Vitra. What are you doing? I got distracted.
Unarmed strike is 16 hit.
Yep, 16 is gonna hit.
7 points of damage.
Okay, so you crack him upside the head with your palm, and he's knocked backwards, and he falls over unconscious in front of you. So, boop. Stop it! Stop it! Okay. Stop it! Okay, so he's dead. Vitra, anything else you want to do or move?
I guess I'll just move closer to the pirate that's near Zenro, so I can have yeah, closer range.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So now you have this pirate kind of in a flanking position. Awesome. It is now the pirate's turn. So there's still a number of pirates across on the other ship that you guys don't know entirely how many. They're going to go ahead and take another volley of shots. So I'm going to roll. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. So they do not hit this time. And they all take shots at everyone upstairs. And you guys see like the flaming arrows fly up and come falling down, and you hear like the da, 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 da. It's like all these flaming arrows like notch into the wood deck around you, but they all just barely missed. Actually, they did roll a natural 1. I'm gonna say that they hit this guy over here while trying to hit Silex. So it's actually gonna take 4 points of damage. So he's gonna be a little hurt too. And now it's going to be these 2 turns that are up there with you guys. This one in front of Silas is going to take an attack. He's going to roll a 14. I don't think that hits Silas.
Nope, does not.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to miss. And the one in front of Zenro and Vitra, he was facing Zenro, so he's going to take a shot at him and roll a 10.
Just misses.
Damn. I think that misses too. Okay, so both of them miss, and then you guys are going to hear the same, and you're going to see 3 more pirates with their crossbows. Actually, let me see if they hit, because I think it's funny if they don't. Yeah, no. Okay, so 2 of the 3. I'm going to say that they all 3 shot, and they all 3 hit the mast. 2 of them swing over. So now there's 2 more that land over here. But the third one, he shot and he hit and he thought it was secure, and he went to swing across and the arrow unnotched and it fell. He rolled like a 2, so he deserves this. And he fell off, and he actually falls in the water, like in between the ship. I don't know how to get it to not stick to one of these, so he's going to be just here. I'm going to say he swung over here and fell off. Actually, he's just not going to be on the map. So one of them falls in the water. And the water is, by the way, it's still like icy up here. So it's probably instantly hyperthermic and probably dead. But yeah, that's their whole turn. They moved, they shot their arrows, they attacked, and then they have 2 more over there on your ship. So back to y'all's movement. Arathian, you're up, and Silex, you're up next.
Since I don't have a cannon anymore, I'm gonna stay in my little cannon hole, and I'm gonna just like lay my head out. I'm gonna ready an action, and then as soon as I see any of the other pirates fly across, because I'm assuming I saw the one fall into the ocean.
Yeah, you saw him and heard the splash.
So I'm gonna ready a dissonant whisper for any single it. As soon as one starts to go across, I'm just gonna cast that on him as he starts to swing.
Okay. Perfect. Silex, you're up. Kree, you're next.
The guy in front of me looking.
He got hit by that one arrow, but other than that, he's still pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna try something what I think is cool. So I'm gonna do Thorn Whip, which is a cantrip, but instead of it being a whip and a thorn, it's gonna be chain because I'm an artificer. Why not? So I'm gonna this magical chain is I'm gonna hit him with it and try and wrap him with it, and then because he's small, he's not big, he's medium, whatever. I can move him 10 feet towards me. Is I'm gonna try and pull him and then move and then throw him overboard.
Behind you. Okay. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
Make the attack here. Okay. So 18 plus spell modifier, which is 6. So 24 to hit. So that hits. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, easy.
5. 1d6 plus 1 is 6 points of damage from the whip, the chain itself. And then I'm gonna try and throw him overboard. So do you want me to make a strength throw?
Okay.
Or...
No, because it is magical, so I think it probably can handle the strength of it. But let's have you and Rain both make a dexterity throw to see if you can move out of the way as you throw it. Yeah, Freyr, can you roll for Rain?
Dexterity saving throw is for me. Dexterity saving throw is a 19.
Oh yeah, easy.
Seven.
Oh shit! I was gonna say all you have to do is roll over a 10. Okay, so Silex maybe just didn't hear Rain come up behind him, and so he goes and does this badass like metal chain thorn whip and wraps him up and pulls him and yanks him, and as he does, he throws him back. And as he passes by and you look behind you, you see Rain over there still looking off to the left because she just casted that ice knife, and they collide. Now I need Rain to make a saving throw, a dexterity saving throw, to see if she gets knocked into the water.
She's gonna come back and be dead.
Should I be doing this for her? Can we just wait? She's yelling at me now, so we need to wait.
What is she doing?
She's changing Wyatt.
Oh shit! How long does that take?
Almost done.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm gonna end up killing Rain, and I don't want to do that.
It's pretty cold water, I'll tell you that.
So let's just wait.
Okay, so we'll hold on. We'll hold on that. Kree, what are you doing?
What is it to?
Are you firing your
Yeah,
cannon?
I intended to. If it hits is the question here. If I try to just hit the top deck, what do I need to hit?
I'm gonna say a 12
cool.
AC. The top deck's easy to hit.
Cool. Yeah, I rolled a 15. So
15.
That's fine.
15,
Yeah, so we'll say that.
yeah, 15 is plus.
Okay. So 5 of these.
Okay, so then let me roll at it. So, oh, that's a
7. That's fine.
Okay, 7, 14, 23, 31.
31 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So you shoot the cannon and it blows up, and you see a few of the crewmen like blasted off the back of the ship, like 2 or 3 of them blasted off the back as you hit. Now it's looking kind of scarce over there. There's only a few, maybe like 2 or 3 left on their actual ship. Looks like a lot of them were either damaged or already tried to swing across here. Next up is going to be Freyr. Oh, nope. We got Rain back. Rain, you need to make yourself a dexterity saving throw.
I'm sorry, I tried to do something cool.
And you guys are muted, by the way.
What did you do?
Just go
used
ahead
the
and roll a
change.
dexterity saving throw. See what happens.
You're about to get knocked in the water if you fail.
Oh, great.
And the water's quite cold.
Quite cold, so I can.
Those bloody pirates.
Well, something good. That is not good.
What did you roll?
I think that's a 6. I don't know what that is. Hold on, let me get a different dice.
What? No, you can't just roll a 6 and then just use a different dice. That's not how this works. You can't just do that.
6 or 9. I don't know if it was 6 or 9.
There should be a little dot next to it, or a line, or something.
It's a dot.
We'll say it's a 9. It's a 9.
I really can't tell. It is 9. I failed.
What's the other one look like?
What is your modifier for dexterity saving throw? What is it?
+3.
+3. Okay, so now you get to hear what happens. So Silex turned this chain into this whip and wrapped up the pirate in front of him, doing damage to him initially, and then he yanked him back powerfully. As he did this, he kind of matadored himself out of the way, and this pirate comes flying at you, and he made contact with you. As you start to stumble across, you try to reach up to like hold on to the side of the rail or something, and you start to grab onto the railing of the ship, and your grip just isn't quite there, and you slip off the side and you go tumbling into the water behind the ship with the pirate at the same time. So you and the pirate both splash into the water behind the ship. And you instantly take 2 points of cold damage as you're in this frigid cold water. The impact of him being thrown into you really didn't cause any pain or damage. It was just the more of like, when you stumble into somebody, it's not like you instantly crack ribs. You just kind of like, oh shit, and then you lost your footing and fell off. So Kree, you knocked over a couple of them off the side. Freyr, you're up.
I was going to shoot the cannon at the hull of the ship.
Okay. What'd you roll?
15.
15?
Does that hit?
Yeah, 15 hits if that's what you rolled. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and roll damage. Looks like Wyatt's rolling too, with his right hand. He's like holding his arm the same way Paul is.
$40 points of damage.
40? Holy shit, you rolled good. Yeah, so you do some heavy damage to the hull of the ship. Now, I will mind you, you guys haven't really shot at the hull at all. You've shot at the cannons, the sails, the main deck, the control. This is really the first time you've aimed at the hull, but it is a massive amount of damage. So you do see the ship start to kind of collapse on itself at one part towards the front of the ship. It starts to kind of collapse in, but it's still afloat. It's still functional. But it was a, really big hit. All right, next up, Zinro. What you doing, boss?
Real quick, as far as like casting 2 spells in a round, if one of them's a cantrip, is that okay?
Yeah, I don't really care.
Okay, so my action, I cast spiritual.
Well, it depends on the cantrip, I guess. It depends if they're both like damage doing spell. I mean, just what is the spell that you're trying to do?
Well, regardless, I'm going to do spiritual weapon for my action, and I'm going to make it appear with what would be my mace, with Soul Sons on the other end of it. And then I was going to cast a sacred flame for just a basic.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
So as part of spiritual weapon, I can't attack during the same turn with it. 12 to hit the guy in front of me.
12 does not hit.
Okay. Takes a swing and misses. And then I'm going to go ahead and cast Sacred Flame towards not the guy in front of me because I have to make a ranged attack, but the guy over one.
Okay.
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah. And he has to make a dexterity saving throw against DC 13.
He rolled an 11.
Okay, so he takes 3 points of radiant damage.
Okay. So he's hit a little bit. Oh, this guy's knocked off, by the way. Okay.
And
yeah, so he takes radiant damage. Perfect.
So 3 points of radiance. And I will end my turn there at the moment.
Okay. Perfect. Sorry. Okay. Cool. Yeah, next up, Rain. You are in the water. You are frigid, cold, but you're not safe. The pirate is also in the water with you. What would you like to do?
What can she do?
She
can try to attack the pirate. She could. There's lots. I mean,
Shapeshift into an animal that swims.
I mean, I can't play the character for you. I mean, what does she want to do?
Do a shark and eat the guy.
I don't know. Can she?
Can you do that?
Don't ask me.
That'd be dope.
I don't know if I can do that. I don't know what sharks.
You want to attack the guy? Or you want to try to swim away?
Turn into a little guppy.
Most
do a
fluids can shapeshift.
That's playing my
So-
range.
I know. I just want people to like know what their characters can do. So that's what I was saying. Like, I don't know. Can you? You tell me what you can do.
She can turn into a megalodon, a
Cannot.
prehistoric giant shark.
I might need a fact check you on that, but let's go.
I
And the
don't
other,
turn into that big of one, but you can turn into a shark probably.
Yeah, I think you can turn into like a tiger shark.
At level 4, you can turn into, I think it's a medium-sized water animal. So I think you can turn into a shark.
You can turn into a baby seal.
Why would I want to be a baby seal?
I don't know. That seems pretty cool to me. You can turn into a penguin. They're very fast. They can also jump, so you might be able to like gain some speed in the water and like jump back up onto the ship. That's what I would do if I was a penguin. I don't know. I might stay a penguin. Who knows? Sorry. Go ahead. What are you doing?
I guess I'll turn into a water animal, but I don't know. Is there like a list besides the one in the back of the book?
Yeah. No, that's the list. Yeah. There's a bunch. So any, it's technically will be probably in like the monster category, but really any medium-sized aquatic, if that's what it says you can at level 4. So yeah, a small shark, big fish, salmon, tuna. Yeah. You can turn into an barracuda. I mean,
An
whatever you want.
octopus? Can you do that? That'd be cool. Strangle him to death.
Oh, that would be epic. Like Ursula mode. Mm-hmm.
Or alien mode. Get on his face.
Oh, like an octopus?
Yeah. Lay some eggs.
you shark. Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus.
Jesus.
I'll do a reef shark.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of, it's the first time you've ever done this, turning into a shark, or really any water creature. So it's a very different feeling for you. So as you like switch and turn into this shark, it resembles a lot of the same colors of your dress. So it's very colorful. It's not like a typical like muddy colored, blue and gray shark. It's like purples and yellows and pink, and it's like very bright colored shark. And it has your eyes, so it still has like your big, colorful eyes. But it's you. You take on all of its traits. You're no longer affected by the cold, and that is going to take your whole action, however, to turn into the shark. So you won't be able to attack again. But now you're a shark, so you're not dying in the water. Some say you're better off now than you were on the ship. I mean, you're a fucking shark now. Okay, so next up is going to be Sage and then Vitra.
Did I see Rain fall out of the ship or no?
It would have been behind. You guys are focused on the. So the way that the ship is actually kind of laid out here is how it would be. So on the port side is where you guys have been like firing, and so you're only focused, like you're focused on getting the cannonballs. I mean, it's loud, so you're not going to hear somebody fall off and splash because you got cannonballs being shot. Your probably ears are still ringing.
Well then I assume I'm probably just gonna keep doing what I've been doing and just keep loading the cannons. I mean, someone's got to do it, so I might as well keep doing it.
Okay, roll sleight of hand.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, you rolling those cannon shots have been, I mean, you guys have done over 300 points of damage to this other ship. So, I mean, it's definitely doing a lot.
Well, it's not going to this time because I just rolled a nat 1, so.
Okay, so yeah, you're trying to get these loaded, but unfortunately for this round of combat, neither Kree or Freyr are going to be able to fire your cannon. You won't have a loaded weapon.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Okay, next up is going to be Vitra.
All right, I'm going to do an unarmed attack on the one right in front of me.
Okay.
I got a nat 20.
Oh, he's dead.
Great.
He's just gonna die. I mean, what's the total? What do you roll for an unarmed attack?
A 1d4 plus 4.
Oh, so no, he'd still be fine. So that'd be 4 doubled, so that'd be 8.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, never mind. He's not dead, but he's hurt.
Okay.
All right. Next up is going to be the pirates. So the final 3 that are on the other ship, there's only 3 left. The final 3 are going to abandon their ship and swing across. And so they're going to try to shoot. One of these looks to be the captain, by the way. And yes, Arathian, I remember. So one of these looks to be the captain. He's kind of wearing his like different hat and everything. The first one misses. Second one does hit. The third one hits. Okay, so just like earlier, 2 of them are going to shoot their crossbows, and it's going to ping into the top, and they're going to swing across. One of them is going to be the captain. One's just going to be an unregular pirate. The third one's going to miss and fall into the water as before. So as they start to swing across, Arathian, who is holding his action for this, you're going to cast Dissonant Whispers on which one?
Whichever one jumps across first.
Okay, that'd be the regular pirate.
Yeah, he's got to make a save.
Mm-hmm. What kind of save?
Wisdom.
Okay. I'll say he probably has disadvantage on this because he doesn't know it's coming because he's swinging across. That'll be a 7.
Yeah, that's a fail. So it'll be 3d6 damage.
Oh, shit. Okay. Roll it up.
And I just did 13 damage.
Nice. So, yeah, you crack him and his whole head's like kind of fucking out of whack as he flies across and he lands over here in front of Silex, already hurt. And then the other one lands back over here. This one's going to be kind of the captain. I'll give him like, there you go.
There's another part of Dissonant Whispers.
Mm-hmm.
Where after they fail, they take the psychic damage and then they must immediately use the reaction to try to get away from me. So if you want to, he could just let go halfway through swinging.
Well, he wouldn't. Letting go wouldn't get him farther from you because he's swinging across. He doesn't know where you are. He didn't see you.
I mean, you're
so he's swinging across and he's scared. So at this point, I'd say he's probably like, trying to freak out and run from anybody. So he'd probably use his action to get as far away, like over here as he can, like to the edge of to the front of the ship. So that'll give Silex an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'll take that with, I'll make my spear appear and I'll use that.
So you kids call it.
So that's a natural 20.
Oh shit. Okay. What's the die roll on that?
On a spear. Oh, hold on.
She's quickly regretting the natural 20 mechanic.
I know, right? You guys are killing it.
Spear is 1d6.
1d6. Okay, so that's a full 12 points of damage to him. And he already took damage, so he is fucking dead.
So I'll just
that
pin
boy.
him to like the railing, like just.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. And then next up is actually wait, that was all the pirates. So actually now it is Arathian's turn. Because you were holding your action from last round of combat, so now it's your turn again.
Okay. I guess at this point I'll stop being dramatic and I'll start making my way to the top of the ship.
Yeah, you don't have
Okay.
an audience anymore down there, so
Yeah, I also don't have a cannon, so that doesn't help.
Okay. So you'll come up over here and you'll pop up, boom, over there. Perfect. I should be over here helping with you guys. Okay. Now what do you want to do? You've moved upstairs. You see now in front of you a guy who's kind of dressed like he might be in charge. And then you see 3 other pirates. 2 of them look like they've already been hurt and affected.
So there's this like group of 3 sitting right over here having a little party or whatever. I want to hit the one in the corner, back corner that's like pretty far away from everybody else. With a shatter, please.
With a shatter, please. Okay. What do they roll? A constitution on that, right?
Let me double check.
Everyone in a 10-foot radius.
Why would
Literally
you
my-
shatter our ship?
Look, I'm not a smart man. But it's only the top part. Yeah, it's a 10-foot radius and it's a con saving throw.
Okay. He rolled a 14, and then so will the other guy. He failed. The other guy rolled an 18. And then 10 feet radius.
13.
Silex and Zenro and Vitra, go ahead and roll Constitution saving throws as well.
Oh, I wound up hitting everybody.
Yeah, he's
My
right
bad.
here in 5'10, 5'10, 5'10. So you guys are all with him.
41.
I would say
Yeah.
Sinra looks like they're out.
6.
6. 5. Okay, so Silex is able to hold off and not really be affected. And so does this first, the main guy you hit. Everyone else failed their save. So go ahead and roll damage.
We did 19 damage.
Ooh, 19 damage. So actually, he's dead. He's dead. Actually, they're pretty much all dead.
yeah,
they had
are
18.
all dead.
Yeah, they have 18 hit points. So you were
And by that I mean I'm also unconscious.
okay.
I'm quite close to being unconscious.
Well, the good news
Okay.
is we're all prepared for this.
Who taught this guy this spell?
And also, as you do that, parts of your own ship kind of create this splintered effect across the deck, and you see that it's broken and pieced up in different parts of the deck in front of you are all. I hate to use the word shattered, but literally shattered to different pieces. Okay, Silex, you are up. Now, you just saw this happen, and you were able to kind of hold strong and just saw the... Oh, actually, is Shatter Force? What kind of damage is that?
It is thunder damage.
Thunder? Okay, never mind. So as you see all of that happen in front of you, all of the pirates seem to be dead. Now, you did see Rain fly off the back, and you don't know what happened with that. That was only a few seconds ago. But you also just saw Arathian pretty much kill everybody on the deck, except for what appears to be the captain of the other ship, who is now standing alone in the middle.
So I'm gonna spawn my armor. I'm gonna fly with the ring that I now have, and I'm gonna yell out, "Sage, Rain is overboard!" as loud as I can.
Fucking Iron Man. He flies up with his armor.
And then I'm gonna go land right in front of the captain, so his attention's on me. Because I'm the only one with armor right now.
That's how I imagine you fly. It's your first time.
Or like, it's like the garage scene from Iron Man. I'm just hitting fucking everything. So I land and I go, "What's up, bitch?" And just straight up stare him down.
Okay, are you attacking him?
It's an action. I would assume it was an action to use the ring, unless that's a bonus action.
Yeah. It would probably. Well, that whole thing, like applying the ring, putting on your armor would be your bonus action. Using the ring would take your action.
Okay, then I'll just land there and be good.
Okay. Cool. Next up is Kree, who's still downstairs. Are you still shooting the ship? Oh, actually, you can't because there's no loaded cannonball. What are you doing?
Yeah, so I might as well just come upstairs and see what's going on.
So you go and you pop up over here.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah, you see a lot of dead pirates. You see Zenro knocked unconscious on the ground. You see Kree bleeding and bloodied. And you see Silex in front of what seems to be the last pirate.
Okay, well, I'm not a healer, so sorry guys. But I guess I'll fly over to the captain and make 2 attacks.
We'll say you land on like the edge. You're not. There's just nowhere to put. I can't put you or you overlap.
It's okay. I got talent. I can chill up there.
Okay.
The 2 attacks. And then I get one of these. Does it add to both or just one? So 18, 19, 20, 21, and 13.
21. So the first one hits, the second one misses.
Hold on.
Oh, JK, 25 and 16? 17.
Okay. Yeah, so the 25 hits and the 17 both hit.
Oh, they did both.
So 1d8 plus 2.
Yeah, I don't know why I said it like that. Sorry. His armor class is 17, and so the first one missed whenever he said 15, but the 17 hits.
11 plus 4, so 15.
15 total damage.
15 total damage. Yeah, so he gets kind of beat to shit real quick with your. Are you attacking with your talons or with your like swords?
No, that's my swords.
Okay, yeah, so he gets slashed up and he's pretty hurt by that. Next up is Freyr. He's still downstairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk upstairs and cast magic missile at the last guy.
So three magical like balls of energy come spewing out, and you go boom, boom, boom. Go ahead and roll damage.
2 points on the first one, 2 points on the second, and 3 points on the last. So
Okay.
7 points.
Okay. So 7 points of damage, and he gets like boom, 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 and he's like knocked to his knees. He's still alive, but he's looking real hurt. Last Zenro, go ahead and make a death save.
That is an 8.
8.
I'm rolling real well.
One failed death. I don't know how to do all that. Whatever. So one failed death save for Zenro. Back up to the top, we have Rain, Shark Lady. What would you like to do?
Okay, kind of like I'm gonna attack him with my bite, 'cause that's the only thing I can do.
Mhm.
But kind of like scoot back like a few feet and then like kind of come at him, kind of like a horse and bite him. Does that make sense?
I mean, you can do a full like loop. You can kind of go and you like swim back around because sharks can't swim backwards, right? So you can kind of go around. Yeah, go ahead. Roll attack.
It hits. It's 19 plus whatever.
23.
Yeah, he's definitely affected by that.
This is easy. It's not easy. What's that?
Oh wow.
1d8 plus 2. 10 points of damage.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, you feast on his blood. It freaks you out how much you enjoy it. Being that you're a shark and eating something. It's a weird feeling, but you really like the way this guy tastes. And you don't just bite to kill, you finish and you eat him. like if anyone looks overboard, they're gonna see like it's still dark outside, so it's just like crimson maroon obsidian water. Like it's
Jesus.
yeah. Next up is Sage, the only one down low.
Yeah, so I'm assuming I heard Silex say something, right?
Yeah, he
Okay.
yelled at you.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and run up to the top deck as well, since no one else is down there, and look down. Can I see her eating the guy?
You don't see shit because it's so dark, but you do see a bunch of blood.
Okay.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Dark vision just means you can see when it's like dark. It doesn't mean you can like see through blood infested waters.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if I see a lot of blood but I can't see her, I'm gonna be going in the water.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump off, and as I jump off, I'm gonna turn into a shark, and make my way down there into the blood, see what's going on.
So the two sisters are now feasting upon the body of this pirate. He jumped down.
This became the cannibal
shark.
sisters real quick.
Yeah. They just found a thirst for something they didn't know they had.
Their
Curse of
father was
Strahd,
so
like, so yeah, they go down and you see Rain down there. You recognize her shark instantly because she's brightly colored, but she's tearing into this pirate who's very much dead. So feel free to join in if you'd like. Nutrition's nutrition. But next up is Vitra.
All right, I'm going to do another unarmed strike against the captain.
Yep.
11. I miss.
You miss. Hold on. Yeah, so as you miss, he's going to take his reaction since you missed an attack on him, and he's going to essentially kind of not parlay. He's going to what is it? Riposte. Yeah, he's gonna like parry with you and take a stab at you. It'll be a 14 to hit.
No.
Nope. So he kind of swipes your hand away and like goes for a stab. Just barely missing you. And it's actually the pirate's turn next. So it is his turn again. He's going to look at everybody, and he's going to look at his sword, and he's gonna like throw it down and put his hands up because all of his team is dead. He's gonna put his hands up and like look. He's like, spare me. I'll do what you want. I'll do whatever you want. Spare me. I surrender.
Is Vitra still alive in this?
Yeah, she's alive.
I got 3 HP.
The other one knocked is Zinro.
So are we out of combat?
Can I just knock him out real quick? Like
it's not your turn.
Oh.
It's not your turn right now.
Okay, sorry.
He's taking his action to like say spare me. Next up would be Arathian, actually. Oh shit. He's dead.
No, I have other matters to attend to. I'm gonna run to the guy I killed, or knocked out, and I'm gonna hit him with a 13-point heal.
You're gonna heal the pirates?
No, Zinro.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so Zinro, you're back up. Bloop.
I thought you were healing the pirate too.
Hell yeah.
I'm healing the pirates.
Okay.
And that's all I got. So.
No problem. Silex, now it's your turn.
So can I knock him out like non-lethal damage?
Yeah, I mean he's fucking hurt. I mean.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like make my hammer appear and just like, bah! And it's just.
So he's just gonna be like, spare me, and he's like looking over where like Vitra is, and you're like behind him. You just go. He's like.
So I'm gonna assume we're out of combat. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie him up, and then I'm gonna tell Cree that
Fly over.
fly over to
Yeah.
Rain
Oh,
because she's overboard.
I thought I was gonna go.
She was going to loot. She was going to loot.
We'll do that together. Just give me a minute. And then
I was trying to help her out.
check on everybody and search the captain and get him tied up.
Okay. Yeah. The captain's tied up, no problem. You throw him into one of the rooms. You guys don't really have like a brig or a prison or anything, so it's not that kind of ship. But you do have spare rooms that you guys weren't sleeping in that were used for storage. You guys can, stow him away in, tie him up. The Farrowfell sisters are still just. You guys hear thrashing of water beside you, and you guys look over and you're just like. Shh, like sharks going to town. But yeah, other than that, it's just a bunch of dead boys.
Someone want to feed the sharks another body?
And they say I'm the possessed one.
So it's fine.
Just as long as it's not mine. Thank you.
Now you lived.
Bodies,
Barely.
go bodies overboard. Get
Yeah.
the shark some more to feast on.
Let the
Yeah.
bodies hit the floor. Oh.
Loot-
Yeah.
We're gonna loot the pirates, then throw them to the sharks.
I'm gonna start mending the stuff I broke.
I'm gonna.
We're gonna get to that later, Arathian. We're gonna have a conversation.
I'm just mending pieces of wood and like a mend.
Just
One
mend.
foot at a time.
Mend. He's like Matilda over here, like trying to clean everything.
It's like I did it.
Cool.
I'm
So yeah,
good.
you guys defeated the pirates, took the captain hostage, and at the moment, everything seems calm.
How's their ship looking? Like, is it sinking? Are we on a time limit to loot their ship?
You guys didn't bust the hole.
Okay.
So it depends on where you guys were attacking, right? So if you guys were attacking the hull of the ship, then it would have sank if you got it down to 0 HP. But since you just affected the sails, the control, I mean, it's not really much of a ship anymore. It's more just like a raft that you can tow if you want to, but it's not really much good for anything. Since you'd have to rebuild like the mainsail and the rudders and everything. I mean, it's fucked up, but it's not sinking.
Okay, so once we get Rain and Sage back on board after they're done being sharks, see if we can make like a ladder or something to get over to the other ship, and we can all go loot it.
I did
Yeah,
a prayer of
so-
healing the moment they were doing.
Yeah, so
all
you guys
this.
y'all are out of combat now, so you can heal up and do whatever. It's still kind of the middle of the night. What's that? Help me.
I did a prayer of healing. So I don't know if anybody else is hurt. I'm hurt. I know Veach is hurt.
I was a little hurt from McCannon.
So
Okay, well,
No, don't heal Arathian. He's the one who hurt us, Zenro.
I can choose up to 6 creatures, but if that's only, but so 16 points of healing to both you and I.
Thank you.
So as you guys start to take inventory of injuries and crew and all the different pirates, and you guys loot the different pirates that are on your current ship, and you guys find a sum total of about 400 gold pieces between the 5 of them that you guys can distribute or just put to the ship's inventory. However, the two that fell into the water between the ships, as you guys start to walk around, you go back downstairs. Now everyone's up. You guys go back downstairs and you notice that there's blood all over down here, which seems odd because you guys really weren't fought or you didn't fight anything down here. But as you look in the corner, you see 2 dead pirates laying stacked on top of each other with a spear through both. You see laying next to him the limp body of Stuart, who was downstairs during the fight, who fought them off. You see him motionless on the floor. And the pirates next to him look like look like hell. I mean, they were slashed up and stabbed through the spear, and you see Bradbury in the other side of the barracks, just kind of shaking his head like, I got to him too late. I'm so sorry. I know Stuart meant a lot to you guys. I couldn't get him. And he's kicking himself like he's like really upset. Bradbury is. But Stuart had died during the fight.
Who all's down there? The two sharks or everybody?
The sharks are still probably in the ocean unless they've transformed and climbed up. But down there right now, I don't know. I was just saying, as you guys were like, searching and doing your, post-fight, healing and looting and
I would have
guessed,
since I did the prayer of healing, which is 10 minutes, I would have guessed I didn't have enough time to get to him. I've asked Captain Thompson if did he have certain religious rites or anything of that nature? Would he be offended if I prayed to the gods to make sure he arrives safely in the next lands?
Captain Thompson looks distraught. He only had his last two members of his crew, and Gummin and Stu, and he just shakes his head without saying anything, like as if to say no, he didn't have any religious preferences.
Damn. Well, I'm going to assume at this point, Rain and I are going to be making our way onto the ship. So can we like fast forward that we're probably going to be moving forward? We'll kind of come across the scene. Since Stu and I had like kind of become friends, I would imagine that I probably had a better idea of maybe kind of his worldviews and ideas. Both of us spent a lot of time together. So I'm going to say that maybe he doesn't necessarily have a specific, God that he prays to, but I can kind of play into some of the druidic rites of passage and kind of pray over him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he, that he didn't really pray to any gods necessarily, but he really, he valued his family that was back in Illyria. But yeah, he didn't have any like religion necessarily. Yeah.
So I'll just, pray as much as I can to Luna for this person who maybe didn't follow her faith, but was, a part of all of it nonetheless and all of that. But
okay.
I'm going to be pretty upset, like very tearful, all of that.
Yeah, no problem. So we'll go ahead and wrap up the session here at the post end of this battle. But the last thing, so as you guys tie up, to the next ship, kind of tie up so you guys can go and start looting and, scavenging what you can. But during this, while you guys are kind of scavenging and doing your thing, Zinro, who was staying behind with the body, to pay respects and pray, you find yourself alone with the body of Stu. You guys probably kicked the pirates off the ship and everything, fed them to the fishes, but it's just you and Stu in the room. And, Zinro, you're, praying to Soul and you feel the warmth of Soul's guidance. But you also feel the presence of someone else there with you. It doesn't take any tangible form to you, but you feel the memory of someone that you've met before at a bar you used to actually work at back in Jorvik. You feel the presence of a hooded, cloaked figure that shared a very few amount of words with you at one point in your life, and you feel that here as you pray. And it gives you this sensation of you're doing something good by sitting here with this soul that just left his body, right? It gives you this purpose that sitting here and praying for this body is not only something you feel like is a duty and responsibility, but something that you feel deep in your heart is why you've spent so much of your life studying religious texts. That not only is Soul's light bring life. But even when that light is extinguished and there's death presented, that it's still, you still feel like his life didn't end. You just feel like it moved on, which is something that's not typically practiced very much in the Church of Soul.
And you say I sense it, but I'm not. So I'm gonna take a look around, like, and kind of audibly under, very very subtle in my voice, not very loud, but it's like, are you here now? I haven't felt that in quite some time. And then I'm just gonna kind of look around, and if I get that strange feeling, I guess I feel around to see if I feel that stone, that black opal that I had, and kind of take a look at it, and then take a look at Stuart's body. And do I see anything in the stone?
You see almost that experience that people talk about. You see that life flashing before your eyes moment in that stone. You see Stuart living all of his happiest moments in that stone, passing through, and you feel the warmth and love of his soul in that stone in death passing. You almost feel like that stone captured his soul.
I finished the rest of my prayer and put the stone away, thinking about what I saw, and I want to collect his body and bring him up towards the top deck, and do as you would do with sailors and the proper rite of when they die at sea. So,
yep, yeah, and as you do that, you feel like this cold breeze kind of blow past you, even though you're in the bottom of the ship. You feel this cold breeze. And as you look out to the mist of the sea from the busted open cannon slot that Arathian was working out of, you see this silhouette figure of that cloaked being that you had met before, just kind of fading off into the sky.
is this what I'm supposed to do? I've seen the life, but now the death? It's going to take some time to get used to this. I'm going to shrug it off.
And that's where we're going to end. Awesome. Cool.